Spring training continues from the CenturyLink Sports Complex in Fort Myers, where this afternoon the Minnesota Twins face the Baltimore Orioles in Grapefruit League action from South Florida. Welcome to Twins Baseball on Fox Sports North. I'm Tom Hanneman. As the warm weather continues to circle around Minnesota, anticipation growing for this Twins season. Today, the Twins taking on Baltimore for the fourth time this spring. 3 weeks from tomorrow, it is the regular season open for the Twins in Baltimore. Corey Provis, Dan Gladden bring you today's game next. Twins and Orioles from Fort Myers.
Back to CenturyLink Sports Complex. Twins taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We're Baltimore leading off with playing center field Joey Rickard. Ryan Flaherty be at third base batting second. Batting third, the DH Christian Walker. Pedro Alvarez will make his debut with the Baltimore Orioles at first base, batting fourth, batting fifth. Jonathan Scope. Hyun-Soo Kim will be in left field, batting sixth, batting seventh. Catching Caleb Joseph. Paul Janisch will be at shortstop, batting eighth. Ariel Alvarez will be in right field. He'll bat ninth. Pitching for Baltimore here this afternoon. 9-12 last year. 26 starts with Baltimore. Miguel Gonzalez. Here's a starting lineup for your Minnesota Twins. It'll be Brian Dozier at second base leading off. Joe Mauer bats second. He'll be at first base, batting third. In right field, Miguel Sano. Trevor Plouffe at third base bats fourth. Eddie Rosario in left field, batting fifth. The DH Carlos Quentin. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, Twins shortstop Eduardo Escobar. Catching, batting eighth, John Ryan Murphy, and Byron Buxton will be in center field. Buxton bats ninth. Pitching for Minnesota, 5 wins, 2 losses, just 8 starts last year. Right-hander Ricky Nolasco. Umpires, it'll be our good buddy Brian Honora calling balls and strikes. Fielding Cobra at first base. Sam Holbrook, the umpire at second base. Clint Fagan will be the umpire at third base. Gorgeous afternoon. Couldn't ask for better baseball weather. And to get you started, here's Corey Provis.
Hi, Danny. Thank you. Ricky Nolasco making his second start, his third appearance In the Grapefruit League on the mound today for the Twins in the home whites. White tops, white pants. Twins on the front in blue, trimmed in red and gold. Blue cap, blue bill. Joey Rickard, Rule 5 pickup for the O's, leads off. That's from the right side, and Nolasco pumps in a strike. A fastball with that underway. As Danny said, on a gorgeous day here in Southwest Florida. Rickard 7 of 27 so far in the spring. And the 0-1 is bounced to third. Diving stop made by Plouffe from his knees. Throws, and Mauer stretching, can't make the pick on the back end. Would have been close anyway. But Rickard is on as Plouffe went to his right. Not a full dive. Really went to his knees to the backhand side to glove that ground ball. And he skipped his throw across, and Rickard is on. It'll go as a base hit. So the Orioles have the leadoff man on for Ryan Flaherty. Now, Danny, the numbers for Nolasco so far: 4 1/3 innings, 3 runs. All 3 runs came in 1 outing. 7 hits, a walk, struck out 5. We had seen other competitors for that number 5 spot. Trevor May, in particular, went yesterday. Now it's Nolasco's turn today. As Flaherty steps in, nobody out, and the pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, one thing I've seen early with Ricky Nolasco is the way the ball's coming out of his hand. He has good velocity. And to me, this is going to be an important start for him because it's another one he can build on. Hopefully he can get into the 4th inning here this afternoon. But see how well he has command of that breaking ball as well. That's been kind of his go-to pitch.
Rickard stole 23 bases across 3 levels last year. As Nolasco misses outside, a ball and a strike on Flaherty. Utility player, Flaherty, 29 years old. Hit 9 home runs for the Orioles last year. And like Rickard, he's a former Rule 5 pickup as well from the Cubs. From the stretch, and now the 1-1. Off speed, strike 2. Curveball, and Ricky can change speeds, Danny, with that breaking ball. He'll throw that one upper 70, some in the upper 60s.
Yeah, and that's what makes him so effective, is that not only can he change speeds, but he can change the location on it. He can backdoor it to the left-handers. He can also bounce it out in front of home plate, get these guys to chase.
Ball and 2 strikes as Nolasco checks on Rickard. Back in safely. Christian Walker DHing is on deck. Baltimore won for the first time in the Grapefruit League yesterday, knocking off the Twins 8-1. The Orioles are 1-10-2. The Twins are 5-6-1. Nolasco off the first base side ahead and deals 1-2. Went off speed, that one missing, down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nolasco, an injury plague, 2015. His 8 starts, 9 games. 1.5 ERA was over 6. His 3rd year with the Twins. 2-2 on Flaherty. And the pitch, ground ball right side. Fielded by Mauer. 2nd for 1. The return throw from Escobar to first. Not in time. Now, Nolasco, over his career, has been a ground ball pitcher. Got the ground ball there. Hit sharply to Mauer. Twins do get the lead runner in Rickard. Flaherty able to beat out the return throw. A fielder's choice, 1 away for Christian Walker.
Pretty good communication right there with Mauer telling Ricky, I'll get back to the bag. Good hustle, good throw. A left-handed hitter getting out of the batter's box. That's the difference right there.
So 1 down for Walker. Hit 18 home runs at AAA Norfolk last year. Had a small stint with the big league club, 7 games. He's homered, knocked in 7 so far this spring. Walker bats right-handed. It's Flaherty at first, and the pitch tapped foul on a curveball. 0-1. John Ryan Murphy doing the catching today. It's Mauer, Dozier on the right side, Escobar, Plouffe, short and 3rd. And the Twins outfield alignment today: Rosario in left, Buxton in center, Miguel Sano in right. Minnesota Day, packed crowd, packed parking lots, campers, big tailgating. Always a fun scene. And the 0-1 outside, a curveball away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Folks coming in early this morning, getting their Sunday morning off to a fun start.
A lot of brats being cooked, a lot of empty beer cans out there.
Let's go a check on Flaherty back in safely.
It seems to have gotten bigger and bigger. They've got bands out there now, people that have the live music. What I like is everybody puts their nameplate, their card out, what town they're from, and their area code, zip code.
No score in the first, and the 1-1. Line to left, a base hit, sharp single pulled in the hole. So Walker picks up his 5th hit this spring, down to second Flaherty. So 2 on, 1 out. And the batter is Pedro Alvarez making his Baltimore debut. Alvarez signed earlier in the week as a free agent. Had some solid years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. First thing I saw when I noticed Alvarez taking BP today, that thick beard is gone. Not completely clean shaven, but that thick beard he had for a long, long time is now in the past. Alvarez, 27 homers, 77 knocked in with the Pirates last year. Batting in the first with 1 out, curveball, strike call. And Danny, this Baltimore lineup already loaded with home run bats, home run power. Here's another part, and that's why the Orioles lineup could be as potent as any lineup in the game.
Not too long ago, I'm having trouble. How come this guy had a tough time getting a job here? He was an all-star player in 2013.
And the 0-1 dances down and inside on Alvarez, a ball and a strike.
He came up with the Pirates' third baseman. They ended up moving over to first base, and had Chris Davis over there. I'm sure he's going to get a little playing time at first, but mostly probably just a DH.
Mark Trumbo now will see more time in right. Chris Davis at first base. And the 1-1 swung on, sky to right center and deep. Buxton going back, racing back, turn to the wall. That ball's off the base of the fence. Flaherty will score. Walker held at third. RBI double Alvarez. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Well, somebody's looking good right now. And then bringing Alvarez, boy, first time he swings the bat, looked like something off speed down and in. A little bit of a mini Prince Fielder jogging the bases.
Alvarez averaged 28 home runs the last 4 years. Picks up an RBI double. Infield is back. Twins will concede the run for the out. Jonathan Scope, another guy that has some surprising power. 15 home runs last year. The Orioles' second baseman takes up an in, ball 1. Now, yesterday, these two teams met in Sarasota, and the wind was howling in. But, Danny, today, the flags are blowing out a bit out to left field right now. It's more of a hitter's day today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, I think that Quentin would definitely hit those balls today in this ballpark. Would have had a couple of home runs. He had 2 that were caught on the warning track.
Scope is homered, knocked in 3 in the spring. It's Walker at third, Alvarez at second, 1 out. And the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner. Slider. Strike called, it's even.
You talk about Scope and home run power. Yes, he had, 15 home runs last year. Just drove in 39. The alarming number is all the strikeouts. Just 9 walks and had 79 punch-outs.
1 ball, 1 strike on Scope, and the pitch, ground ball to third, off Plouffe's glove, and it gets by Escobar into left field. That'll score a run. To third base, Alvarez, 2-0 Baltimore, still batting in the first. In the hole at short, Trevor, a lunging attempt to his left, just off the top of the glove, and then the ricochet got by Escobar as well, who was backing up at short. So another run is in. Runners at the corners, 2-0 Baltimore for Hyun-Soo Kim. And that'll be a base hit for Scope and an RBI. So 2 runs on 4 hits. And now Kim. Just like the Twins, Byung-ho Park. Kim, his first year coming over from Korea. And a rough spring for the 28-year-old. His 2 hits and 27 at-bats. Now it's fighting for some time in left field with the big league club. And the pitch to Kim is a fastball running away, ball 1. Hyun-Soo Kim was known in Korea as their Iron Man. Over a 10-year span, he played in roughly 98% of his team's games. A very durable player. Ball and no strikes, 2-0 Baltimore. And the pitch outside, ball 2. Another interesting stat on Kim. He doesn't strike out much. yet he draws a ton of walks. I think 60 strikeouts and just over 100 walks for Kim last year. 2 balls and no strikes on the left-handed batting Kim. And the pitch swung on, sky to center, playable but deep enough to score a run. As Buxton backpedals and makes the catch. Tagging from first as well as Scope. Throw to second will not be in time. So Scope tested the arm of Buxton as well. Scoring from third easily. Alvarez down to second goes Scope. It's an RBI for Kim on a sac fly. 3-0 Baltimore in the first.
Well, Scope went back to tag up and saw that Buxton, as he was going to catch that ball, his momentum kind of misplayed a little bit when that wind taking it. His momentum was going towards center field, so that's an indication right there. If you're the base runner, you go ahead and tag up.
Scope now is in scoring position, 2 down for Caleb Joseph. A rough spring so far for the Orioles backup catcher, just 1 for 13. As Nolasco with a breaking pitch, kind of buckles the batter, but is still missed up and inside, ball 1. Joseph had been away from the team for a couple of days. He is back after suffering from the flu. But that catching situation right now for the Orioles is a little up in the air. That's because Matt Wieters left the game yesterday with an injured, really a sore right elbow is the best way to describe it. So Joseph catching today, and a 1-0. That's a change of pace for a strike called. It's even. And Wieters told the media today in Sarasota that it is sore, but the initial exams came back clean. The X-ray that was performed on his surgically repaired right elbow came back fine. And they'll wait and see about further testing in the coming days. The 1-1 is high, ball 2, but that is a story worth watching. Matt Wieters, who accepted a qualifying offer for just shy of $16 million to come back with the O's. So now Joseph's role for the time being becomes even more significant. Joseph 11 homers last year and knocked in just shy of 50 runs. Ahead of Nolasco, 2-1. And the pitch check swing and a fastball, a sinker missed inside, ball 3. Scope at second. This will be Nolasco's 24th pitch. Behind Joseph, 3-1. And the pitch, line foul, out of play, right side of fastball. Should this inning continue, former Cincinnati Reds shortstop Paul Janisch would bat next.
Been a long inning for Ricky Nolasco. A couple of plays, tough plays. One to Trevor's right, knocked it down, but the throw to first a little bit late. That extended it. And then, of course, off of his glove as he dove to his left. So, Ricky having a long inning.
And the 3-2 line foul. A 3-2 curveball there for Nolasco. Ricky, over his career, is averaging just 2 walks per 9, striking out about 7. And before Nolasco got hurt last year, Danny, he found a good rhythm for at least 1 month. His curveball was very effective, throwing it early and later in counts. It's a good strikeout pitch for Ricky at times last year. 3-2 on Joseph, and the pitch, fastball, strike 3 called, letter high. And Joseph caught looking. And with that, the inning is over, but the Orioles score 3 runs on 4 hits while leaving 1. We played 1 half in Fort Myers, Baltimore 3. Twins coming up on your home for Twins baseball. strike for 3 runs in the first inning. Let's see if the Twins can answer back. Twins and the O's, Minnesota Day. You're in Fort Myers. If you're joining us on television today, Fox Sports North, enjoy all the aerial views provided by DirecTV. A great shot or two high above the ballpark, capturing that crowd on this beautiful Sunday. Miguel Gonzalez on the mound today for the Orioles. Right-hander. Won 9 games last year. Brian Dozier leads off. He's behind a strike. Gonzalez, a disappointing second half where he saw his ERA alone post All-Star break climb over 6. Dozier having a good spring, 8 of 18 with a home run. He's knocked in just that 1 run. The 0-1 is outside from Gonzalez. A ball and a strike. Gonzalez not overpowering. 4-seam fastball, low 90s, sinker, split, slider, curve. Joe Mauer on deck, followed by Miguel Sano. And the 1-1. There's the breaking pitch for a strike. It's 1-2. Tom Berdansky told the Twins hitters during BP today it's not a big power curve, Danny, kind of a high swooping breaking ball that Gonzalez features.
Yeah, it comes out of his hand real quick and then just kind of has that big arc early. And you kind of sometimes give up on it too quick.
Dozier chased, a fastball up and inside. He strikes out swinging. Gonzalez averaged 7 strikeouts per 9 last year. He gets Dozier 1 out. I'm going to bring up Mauer.
Well, you talk about nothing overpowering, but he does have all 4 pitches, and he knows how to pitch.
Now, the Orioles' rotation must perform better. They'll admit that. This Baltimore team loaded, great lineup, terrific bullpen, among the best defensive teams in the game. Can they get more from their starting staff? If they do, they will contend this season. Mauer is wearing sunglasses here in the daytime as he takes ball 1 high. Danny, that's been a hot topic from day one down here.
Before we even got here, there was talk of Mauer and some of the poor eyesight that he says, in particular, in the day games. So I'm not sure if he was trying to negotiate an sunglass contract or what.
Yeah, the 1-0 is a fastball painted inside corner for a strike.
He's a big Nike guy, so I'm assuming they're Nike sunglasses, right?
Now, Joe in the spring, 4 for 12. Miguel Gonzalez from the windup. And the 1-1 took something off and missed high, ball 2. The Orioles starting staff: Chris Tillman, Giovanni Gallardo signed as a free agent, Gonzalez, Kevin Gossman, and Ubaldo Jimenez, whom we saw yesterday. And the 2-1, ball 3 outside, Sano on deck. Baltimore leading 3-0 early on. Gonzalez allowed 24 home runs last year. And lefties hit him well. Mauer, left-handed batting first baseman. Lefties hit nearly 280, 13 home runs off Gonzalez a year ago. Good count for Joe, 3-1. And here it comes. Breaking pitch is inside, ball 4. So a strikeout, now a walk, and that'll bring up Sano. Miguel is homered, knocked in 3. Has 5 hits so far in the spring. Does he look more comfortable defensively, Danny, just now watching him for a few games down here?
I think the more times he gets out there, it doesn't have to really kind of get a lot of plays. You'd like to see that, though, defensively. But I think he understands how that ball's coming off the bat and how to react and, where to go as to backing up positions on certain balls.
And a breaking pitch is a strike on Miguel, 0-1.
Haven't seen enough. It's just too small of a sample to in the outfield. You're in game situations. You can practice all you want out there, but something about playing a ball game there and getting a lot of action out there.
Infield back at double play depth. Mauer leads, does not go, and the 0-1. Fastball up and away on Sano at 88. Baltimore's defensive look today: Hyun-Soo Kim in left, Joey Rickard in center, Dariel Alvarez in right. He's got a big arm. It's Pedro Alvarez at first base, Jonathan Scope at second, Paul Janisch at short. Ryan Flaherty, a former teammate in college of Pedro Alvarez at Vanderbilt, is at third, and Caleb Joseph doing the catching. And the 1-1. Sano cracks one to right down the line. That ball slicing, and it's going to land fair. Inside the line and rattling in the corner. Holding in third is Mauer, to second base Sano. That ball off the crack of the bat seemed to be ticketed for the bullpen, and it looked like it was going to sail out of play, but the wind kept that ball playable. In fact, Sano thought it was going to go foul. Alvarez, the right fielder, ran over. That ball land fair by just a foot, maybe 2 feet max. So the wind certainly helping out Sano and the Twins. Second and third, one out for Trevor Plouffe.
The Twins have an opportunity to cut into this 3-0 lead here with Trevor.
Good to see Trevor back with the team. He had to leave camp for a few days. After the death of his high school coach, Trevor went back to California. Understandably so, took a red-eye back and returned to the clubhouse yesterday as he grounds one to left and a base hit. In the hole, it's short. That scores Mauer. Sano stops at third base. RBI single Plouffe. And the Twins are down by 2. It's a 3-1 Baltimore lead. Trevor took a red-eye flight back. But he had to be there for a guy that meant a great deal for him. More than just from a sports standpoint. And Plouffe back with his teammates back in the lineup today with a run-scoring base hit. Twins are down by 2. Still one out for Eddie Rosario. Trevor's high school has produced some other big leaguers. Jeff Suppan, and a guy that the Twins might remember, wasn't with the organization all that long now with the Mets, but Sean Gilmartin, also from the same high school as Plouffe and Suppan. Eddie Rosario been quiet with the bat so far here in the spring. Takes low for a ball. Eddie just 3 hits and 17 at bats. After just a banner rookie season, did it all, offensively, defensively. Led the big leagues with 15 triples, 16 outfield assists, tying a Twins rookie record. And the 1-0 pitch, line to right. That's going to drop for a base hit. Sano is in. Plouffe rounding second, trying for third base. Alvarez a big arm, and he's going to get Plouffe by plenty. And down to second goes Rosario. Now Plouffe trying to go from first to third, and as we mentioned, Daryl Alvarez, as strong of an arm as there is with the Orioles, and he throws out Plouffe round number 2, but an RBI single for Rosario takes second on the throw, and it's a 3-2 game.
Arm like that, you might think at some point, if he can't hit in the big leagues, throw him on the mound. He has a... That looked easy, a nice on-target one-hopper.
Plouffe was tagged out easily by Flaherty. It's Rosario's second RBI of the spring.
You know, that's one thing that the Twins have been talking about in camp, and that is the aggressive base runner. We've seen it early and often in camp. Any base hits, runner at first, they are attempting to make it to third base.
Now Carlos Quinton, he is impressing here in camp. Some solid at bats as he swings and skies one foul out of play. If you look at the raw numbers, you see Quinton 5 for 15. He's homered, he's knocked in 4. But Danny, yesterday the win certainly impacted what could have been a great stat line for the non-roster invitee, Carlos Quinton.
Yeah, you're seeing quality at bats out of Carlos right now. That was a good cut right there. Very aggressive. You're seeing the Twins kind of trying to ambush this right-hander Gonzalez. But he's been getting some fastballs to hit, and he's doing something with it.
Rosario off second, 2 down, and the 0-1 is outside on Quinton. A ball and a strike. Over his career, parts of nearly 9 seasons, he's amassed 154 home runs. Career slugging on 484, career OPS 831. Both are above league average. As he waits for the 1-1. Righty against righty. Rosario dancing off second, 2 down. And the pitch is over but high. And a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike on Quinton.
You know, Quinton, not only is he going to have to swing the bat, which he's doing right now, and he provides some thump, but also average outfielder, but also learning some first base, working with Tom Kelly a lot. And when the Twins take infield, outfield, he'll take it at first base.
Quinton DHing today ahead of Gonzalez 2-1. Twins are down by 1 as he takes high ball 3. And that inviting wind blowing out to left. Those folks sitting on the berm beyond the fence in left field, they may be busy today. So hitter's day. Here at the CenturyLink Sports Complex, Twins are down by 1. A base hit should tie the game. Rosario runs well at second as Gonzalez steps off. And Quinton steps out. Quinton, 29 years old, signed late in February to a non-roster, or as a non-roster player. Got an invite here in camp. Ahead of Gonzalez, 3-1. As Gonzalez glances towards second, comes home, and he just missed outside. Ball 4, fastball. Second walk of the inning issued by Miguel Gonzalez. That'll bring out Caleb Joseph, the catcher mascot, to chat with his pitcher. And now Eduardo Escobar with a chance. Escobar is homered here in the spring, has 4 hits and 16 at-bats overall. So Velasco along first, and Gonzalez the same. And hopefully the Twins aren't done yet. Escobar last year, 12 homers, 58 knocked in. Barring something happening here in the coming weeks, Escobar will be the 3rd different opening day starting shortstop in as many years for the Twins. Gonzalez from the stretch. 2 on, 2 out, and the pitch is grounded weakly to short. This will be gloved by Giannis, and his throw is in time. Inning over. Twins, though, answer back with 2 runs on 3 hits while leaving 2. So after 1, it now reads Baltimore 3, Twins 2. From Fort Myers, this is Twins Baseball. Three-2 Baltimore after 1. Let's see if Velasco can come back with a shutdown second. He will face 8, 9, and 1. Paul Giannis, Daryl Alvarez, and then Joey Rickard. 82 degrees here at game time. Winds out of the south at about 15 miles per hour. Strike called on Giannis. Giannis always solid with the glove. Can he hit enough to be a consistent big league player? That has kept him down at times, but he can make all the plays at short. Long-time Cincinnati Red, Paul Giannis. His time is called. Giannis steps out.
And with the thump they have, I don't think they're looking for much offense. They just need him when he does play to play some solid defense.
And the 0-1 runs away. Just 14 games with the Orioles last year. Spent the bulk of the year at AAA. Outside of left field, though, the Orioles seem to be pretty set. And the 1-1 is breaking pitch outside, a slider ball, too. I say that, but the Matt Wieters sore elbow is worth watching, as that could change some things regarding the catching position. 2 balls and a strike on Giannis, and that's ball 3. Overthrown fastball, and Velasco kind of Knew that was going to miss from the get-go.
We talked yesterday a little bit about this club here, Baltimore. They're built around offense. Not a lot of speed in this lineup. So these guys here pretty much live and die with that long ball. They added one with Pedro Alvarez.
And the 3-1, a swing at a high soaring pop-up, playable into left field, battling the son Rosario as he backs up and makes an elbow-high catch. Round number 1. Nothing routine today. Any ball hit that high, the wind will play a factor. Now Rosario stayed with it, made the catch, 1 down. Folks, it is truly one of the special days of the season. It's the home opener. Get your tickets to be at Target Field on April 11th when the Twins take on the White Sox. The first 30,000 fans receive a good-looking red Twins hoodie sweatshirt, courtesy of your local Northland Ford dealers. Get your tickets right now at twinsbaseball.com/tickets. 22 days away from opening day. And these two teams will meet for real April 4th at gorgeous Camden Yards. Strike called on Daryl Alvarez as he chops one to third, 2-hopper. Glove by Plouffe about shin high. Low throw, and Mauer makes a nice play on the back end of field. That low throw by Trevor. So there was out number 2.
Well, you talk about opening day against Baltimore. Yesterday, Hughes was scheduled to pitch, and they elected to have him pitch minor league camp, but simulated game, not the same as a real game. But they felt that Baltimore, with their starters out there, they didn't want to have them see Phil Hughes another time. He had already faced him twice.
And Trevor May got a chance yesterday, and now Nolasco today.
I think there's some truth to that. I remember when Jeff Reardon came over from the National League, Tom Kelly would never pitch him against an American League team here in spring training.
Which is up and inside, ball 1. Just as often as you see a team, and then maybe factoring in that you see the Orioles so early in the season.
Yes. I think it was a good call on everybody's part.
3-2 Baltimore in the second. Joey Rickard showing bunt, pulls it back, and stares at a curve for a strike. Rickard played at 3 different levels last year in the Tampa Bay organization. A-ball, AA, AAA. He combined all 3 levels, a very good on-base percentage, nearly .430. He's a guy that the Orioles love, and 05 selectee back in December. And the 1-1, strike 2, and Adam Jones plays at top. But you think that if Jones would get a day here and there, that the guy batting right now, if he does make the team, would be the guy to back up Jones in center.
Oh, so you're a good center fielder. You can go play a corner spot, and he might get a start or 2 out in left field, depending on how well Kim is swinging the bat.
Curveball swung out and popped up. Right center, Dozier out, Buxton in. Dozier gives way to Buxton and makes a shoulder-high grab, and Nolasco comes back with a 1-2-3 second. Inning and a half in from Fort Myers, Baltimore 3, Twins 2 on your home for Twins baseball. Baltimore scoring 3 in the first. RBIs from Pedro Alvarez, Jonathan Scope, and Young-Soo Kim. Twins answering back with 2 in their half of the first. Trevor Plouffe, RBI single. Eddie Rosario runs scoring base hit. 3-2 ball game. Twins batting in the home second. And John Ryan Murphy doing the catching today, batting 8th, leads off against Gonzalez. And the righty comes set. Fastball, belt tie, strike. 89, 0-1 on John Ryan. 1 for 9 is the new Twins catcher so far in the Grapefruit League. And 3 home runs backing up Brian McCann with the Yankees last year. And the 0-1. Line to left, down the line. That's a base hit. Towards the corner, Kim giving chase, cuts it off, and Murphy will hold with a single. Sharp base hit pulled to left for John Ryan Murphy. And the Twins pick up their 4th hit. Leadoff man is down by 1 for Byron Buxton.
A good piece of hitting right there. That ball, a little breaking ball down and away, and he kind of waited on it. A good swing on it. He might have been pressing a little bit, trying to improve a little bit or trying to impress with his offense, but here's a kid that's going to put the ball in play, hopefully. They like his catch and throw ability behind the plate.
As Buxton steps in, Flaherty playing in at third, and Byron takes outside for a ball. Danny, I was thinking about Buxton today when making out the lineup card, and Buxton once again comes into camp, and you see that word prospect still attached to his name. I would imagine it's got to be motivating to shed that word at some point here to be just Byron Buxton, not Byron Buxton the prospect.
But I think you can't rush that. He still needs to get some games under his belt. Late Durwood Merrill, the former umpire, used to tell a lot of players, get some dirt under your cleats before you turn around and argue a ball strike count or something. So I think Buxton recognizes that, but he should not be the focal point of this ball club.
Check on the runner. Murphy back in standing. It's a 2-0 count on Byron.
I think his defense is big league ready. It's just a matter of kind of just cutting down on some strikeouts. They like how he's going about and trying to butt a little bit to get on base, use that speed.
And the 2-0 is a strike. Fastball moving away, caught the outside corner, 2-1.
With a guy like Buxton, his speed, you don't want to try to hit and run too much with him, but as I say that, they might put it on right here. But
Joseph, a good defensive catcher as well. Good throwing arm. As Murphy leads at first, and the 2-1, a check swing and a breaking pitch, and no appeal made. And now they do appeal, did not go. That curve was spiked, and Byron held back 3-1. Gonzalez walked 2 in the first inning. Buxton ahead 3-1. Dozier on deck. Byron, no winter ball this offseason, just stayed back in Georgia and worked out, added some muscle this winter. And the 3-1 swung on, launched to left on a line. Kim going back, turns. That ball's off the base of the fence. Murphy to third. Buxton easily a standing double. Danny, I go back to the 2-1 pitch. The breaking ball was spiked. Did not chase that. Instead, a favorable count, 3-1. Sitting fastball, got it, and it went off the fence in left field. Good at bat there, and then he worked the count into his favor. Got into that fastball count. Gonzalez lucky that ball's still in the ballpark, but put a good swing on it. Second and third, nobody out. Dozier, infield is back. Tying run is at third. Here's where you're looking at 2 runs this inning. You got nobody out. Second and third. You hit the ball to the right side of the diamond. You score 1, move them over to third. Team baseball right now. 2 on, nobody out. Dozier steps in, takes outside, ball 1. Now the good veteran pitchers will recognize that, and then rather than pitch them away, give them something to hit the other way. Sometimes they'll crowd them and try to pound the ball inside. Outfield playing Dozier to pull. Second and third, nobody out, and the 1-0 is lined foul. Dozier admittedly is probably not the prototypical leadoff hitter when you look at some of the numbers, yet it's times like this with his power, 28 homers last year, that when the guys at the bottom do get on, the Twins are in a good spot with a guy like Dozier and his makeup batting in that number 1 role. I think that leadoff role has kind of maybe changed over the years when you got a guy that can give you a 1-0 lead.
Right away. That's pretty impressive. He does run well enough, steal some bases.
Inside, nearly hit the left wrist of Dozier as he brought the hands back in, 2-1. I think the Orioles don't have a prototypical leadoff hitter. Manny Machado is not, I think, in that mold, yet he is fantastic. On base percentage high, gives you power, gives you speed. Two balls and one strike. Gonzalez comes home, curve, low and inside, ball 3.
The Twins hitters very patient on that breaking ball. Good eye, laying off some close pitches. Get another 3-1 count, another fastball count. See if he sits and looks for something. He'll have a base open, but you got Mauer due up next.
3 balls and 1 strike on Dozier. And the pitch, low and inside, ball 4. Went to a curveball. A 3-1 curveball, and Dozier walks, and now it's up to Mauer. And now the Twins are thinking about a crooked number here. Nothing. You're not thinking about a 1 or a 2-run inning here. You're thinking big with the lineup turning over somewhat. Bases loaded, nobody out. Mauer walked and scored his first time. 3rd walk issued by Gonzalez already. Baltimore's pen is quiet. Gonzalez up to 33 pitches. So Murphy at 3rd, Buxton at 2nd base, Dozier at 1st. Infield is back at double play depth, and the pitch, fastball, had the play missed low, ball 1. This is the 3rd outing this spring for Gonzalez. Last time out, 2 2/3 against the Red Sox, 1 run. Now his first outing struggled mightily at Tampa Bay, 7 runs in less than 2 innings, and Dave Wallace sees something, the pitching coach for the Orioles, so he is out. Chat with Gonzalez, as once again the Orioles pitcher is behind the Twins hitter.
It's almost like Corey, he's nitpicking a little bit. He's got good fastball here this afternoon, but Twins, their patience, usually he gets hitters to chase that breaking ball. A little bit like Ricky Nolasco. He can spike it, he can locate the breaking ball.
One ball, no strikes. Gonzalez on the rubber. Mauer from the left-handed batter's box. And the pitch is swung out. A slicing pop fly foul. Twisting near the Twins bullpen. The wind is going to push this one towards the warning track, and it did not leave the yard. But not an easy play for Flaherty as he ran parallel with the Twins bullpen. And another ball that seemed to be ticketed for the seats or out of play. That one landed on the warning track, but still not routine by any means for Flaherty.
And just looking at the flags right now, earlier it was blowing from right field out to left center. Now it's almost kind of going out from left field to center field.
Sano on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 2nd. Twins batting down 3-2. 36th pitch upcoming for Miguel Gonzalez. It's a 1-1 count. And here it comes inside, a fastball at 88, ball 2. A year ago, the Twins and Orioles met 7 times, and the Twins not only won the season series, but swept the season series, including winning 4 in Baltimore in August. 2 balls and 1 strike on Joe. And here it comes, swung out, hit in the air to center field. Playable for Rickert. He'll make the chest-eye catch. Tagging from 3rd and scoring is Murphy. Buxton will tag and take 3rd. And nobody covering 2nd base, and Dozier alertly tags as well. So a sac fly RBI for Mauer scores Murphy. Buxton then tagged, and then Dozier took off for 2nd base as not a single Oriole was defending the bag at 2nd.
You look out on the field here, 2nd baseman Scope, for some reason, went over to first base to cover. The throw was coming to 3rd. If Rickert comes up throwing right away to the cutoff man, Buxton does not advance to 3rd, but he saw him kind of double clutch. And heads up base runner by Dozier, seeing nobody was at 2nd base.
Our 2nd RBI this spring. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Now Sano steps in, and he grounds one foul off the screen near the Twins dugout. Sano, a wind-aided double down the right field line back at the 1st. And Miguel cracked one down the right field line. He was not leaving the batter's box. Then he saw the wind pushing that ball back into fair territory, and sure enough, it did land fair. As he bats in the second, and the 0-1 is popped foul out of play. Gonzalez running a sinker down and inside, so Sano now behind 0-2 with Plouffe on deck. Sano batting third today. Danny, you have to wonder, come April 4, Dozier, Mauer, Sano, Plouffe, even Rosario. What will the Twins lineup look like? 1 through 3, 1 through 5, if you will. And the 0-2 is a fastball, high ball 1.
Yeah, Paulie's got options there. We've seen in the past, even down here, that he has put Mauer in that 3 slot, but I like this because I think Dozier, we talked about giving you that early lead. He's a doubles guy, but also same with Joe Mauer. His high on-base percentage, gets on base, can hit the double.
The 1-2 low. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Miguel.
You talk about the table setters. You need those guys on base for the guys like Sano, Trevor Plouffe, to have the opportunities to drive in some runs. I think if you look at the bottom third of the lineup, I think that's pretty much set. Is if you want to work in Buxton batting ninth, and then, of course, Suzuki or the catcher spot, and then most likely Eduardo Escobar in that 7th slot.
It's a 2-2 count on Sano. And the pitch got him swinging. Pulled the string off speed that time, did Gonzalez, and Sano, who has walked 6 times, has now struck out 7 times in the spring, so he is retired, so 2 down. And now it's up to Plouffe. So this promising inning, only 1 in, bases loaded. I'm sorry, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, so it's up to Trevor to keep it going. Plouffe knocked in his 3rd run this spring, a run-scoring base hit in the 1st. So Buxton's at 3rd base, Dozier at 2nd. As Trevor swings and pops it up foul right side, souvenir to the grandstand behind the Baltimore first base dugout. Well, among those at the ballpark today, speaking of the fans, our colleague, the Duke, is here. Can't miss him. Dick Bramer has a fashionable hat on.
It's got to at least be 10-gallon hat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 0-1 on Trevor. 3-3 in the second. Fastball outside. Ball 1. Let's see Dick's daughter Hannah here as well. The Duke set to begin his 33rd year broadcasting Twins games. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trevor. And the pitch swung out, popped up, back behind the plate. Joseph with the mask in his right hand, and no play as it lands in the front row. Just on the other side of the mesh behind the plate. 1-2 on Trevor. And Dick and Bird will have some spring training telecast later on here in the month of March. Hope you're enjoying this simulcast again today. Thank you for tuning in on Fox Sports North and on the Treasure Island Baseball Network. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs in the second. 1-2 on Trevor Plouffe. Had 22 homers last year. And the pitch in the dirt. Nice stop that time by Joseph. Smothering that breaking ball. 2-2. Gonzalez on the DL last year with a right groin strain. Healthy. And the 2-2, ball 3 outside. Also missed some time in September with a right shoulder injury. He did pitch well against other teams in the division. ERA in the 2s against AL East foes. Full count, Rosario hoping for a chance in the second. And the 3-2. Plouffe swings and bangs one. Deep left center field. Back towards the boardwalk and gone. A 2-out, 3-run blast for Trevor Plouffe. And the Twins take the lead here in the second.
Corey, he got something up in his eyes right there. Another good quality at bat for a Twins batter. How good is that kid right off that red eye? That looked like an off-speed changeup there that just kind of hung up in his eyes.
Ball landing on the boardwalk in left center field. Trevor Plouffe, his first home run. He has 4 RBIs and 2 at-bats. Trevor now up to 6 knocked in here in the spring. Rosario lines one to right, down the line, fair. This could be 3 for Eddie. He's got 1. Rosario has 2. Eddie's trying for 3. And he's going to make it with a slide. Could have crawled into third base. 15 triples last year. Picks up 1 today. Twins, who lead 6-3, are still batting in the second. And Carlos Quentin will bat and face a new pitcher. As Miguel Gonzalez cannot get through 2. Buck Showalter is out. He will make a pitching change. So Plouffe's home run followed by a triple for Eddie Rosario, and that will end the day for Gonzalez. Twins have scored 4 runs, have a runner at third base, 2 outs, lead 6-3. Back with more next on your home for Twins baseball. Miguel Gonzalez cannot get through 2. As the Orioles go to the bullpen for the first time. This is Richard Rodriguez, a right-hander. Not on the roster. Rodriguez, 6'4", 205. Here's the new pitcher for the Orioles. The Twins have scored 4 runs. And Danny, we mentioned we thought this could be a promising inning. Lineup turning over. Mauer sac fly after Sano struck out. With 2 outs, back-to-back extra base hits. Plouffe a 3-run shot. Rosario a triple. And now the 8th man to bat in the second is Carlos Quentin.
You like the offense we've seen so far here, especially, they got 2 back in that first inning and then a big inning here. And it's not over.
Quentin walked his first time. Now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Quentin, a towering pop-up and foul back behind the plate. As we mentioned, Quentin signed in February. Minor league deal, invite to camp. Did not play much last year. His last big league time with the Padres in 2014. And now the 0-1. Poke foul. Lofted right side. And the count moves to 0-2.
You look at Quentin, only 5 games last year at AAA, and then it sat out the season. Also Ryan Sweeney in camp, non-roster invitee. He did not play minor league baseball last year.
Sweeney, the last cut by the Cubs last year. Quentin, the longtime White Sox. And the pitch is popped up behind the plate. Battling the wind and the sun is Joseph now. Joseph can't track it down as this the grass near the Twins dugout. Now Joseph initially went back almost straight away behind the plate, then altered his route more or less up the third base line, but on the grass. Escobar moved out of the way in the on-deck area, and Joseph could not make the play, so this at-bat continues for Quentin.
Yeah, watching the monitor there, Flaherty didn't make a good effort after it either. He was kind of just a spectator.
1-2 on Quinton. 6-3 Twins in the second. And the pitch is popped up. Again foul. Again Joseph. Again near the screen. Joseph. No play this time as it finds the seats.
That's one thing about Grapefruit League baseball. It always seems to be a lot of wind here, but you know, as a player, you have practice to where you can practice and you know how that wind's playing.
It's always one of the more entertaining drills teams have.
Catching
line up the catchers and on windy days. Joseph wants this pitch up, and the 0-2 is up too high. Quinton now chasing ball one. Set to join us as the game moves along today. Once they leave the game, Joe Mauer and Byron Buxton. And the 1-2 is a curve bounce foul, so Quinton stays alive. Good at bat here. 1-2. We're also hoping to be joined by a good friend of ours, Jeff Stainer, from the Miramar Outlets, just south of here, down I-75. And we had a memorable chat with Jeff a couple years back, so we will revisit that. Off speed is up and inside on Carlos. 2-2. Is that right? Would you call that memorable the last time we spoke with Jeff? I would.
Yeah, well, you guys both do. You find humor in a lot of things, and I'll see the humor in it talking about an outlet mall.
The 2-2 is chopped to short. This will be gloved by Giannis, and his throw is in time, hitting over, but a promising second. Twins bat 8. Scoring 4 runs. They leave 1 through 2. It now reads Twins 6, Baltimore 3 on your home for Twins baseball.
Twins take on the Cardinals on Fox Sports North.
Wednesday, watch the Wolves at Rockwood's Grill and Bar. Details at foxsportsnorth.com.
Twins 6, Baltimore 3. Velasco, after working a 1-2-3 second, back out. To begin the third, he will see Flaherty, Walker, and then Pedro Alvarez. Ricky misses outside and roll ball 1. Parking lots packed today. Minnesota Day. Weather and the score right now helping out. And the 1-0 is low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Ryan Flaherty. Hit 9 home runs in 91 games. Baltimore last year, the Orioles as a team finished 3rd in the American League in home runs, over 200. From the windup, and the 2-0 pitch is high ball 3. It was a long wait for Nolasco as the Twins hit Gonzalez hard, batted 8, scored 4 runs, and Ricky 3 pitches, 3 balls behind Flaherty. And here it comes, and there's a strike called on Flaherty. I recall that impacting Mike Pelfrey a few times last year. Twins would have a long, especially the month of May, they have a long inning, a big inning offensively, and Pelfrey would struggle that next time out, that next half inning. And the 3-1 is strike 2 on the inside corner. Flaherty was set to take his base, but a good 3-1 fastball. It's full now on the left-handed batting third baseman.
Corey, there was a time the Twins were playing the Yankees in playoff baseball. And that 7th inning, they had somebody come out and sing God Bless America. It was a 7-minute break, and Brad Radke had to wait.
0-4. 3-2 pitch is high and a fastball, so there's a walk. And the first one issued by Nolasco.
And that long break led to some walks in the inning. It wasn't sharp. Gardy was quite upset.
So nobody out for Christian Walker. He had a base hit scored. Orioles got 3 in the first inning. Twins came back with 2 in the first, 4 in the second. Nobody out. Twins are at double play depth as Walker swings and misses 0-1. Twins by 3 in the third. Flaherty at first. And now the 0-1 outside slider. Nicely stopped that time by John Ryan Murphy. Well, as we mentioned in the prior half inning, we were going to be joined by a special guest, and he has arrived. And we welcome Jeff Stainer to the booth, Vice President, Miramar Outlets, joining us here for a half inning or so. Jeff, always great to see you. How are you?
Terrific. Always glad to be here.
Great to see you once again. We spoke a couple years back, and we learned even more about the great Dan Gladden during that conversation about his shopping. The 1-1 is line foul to left and just foul down the line.
Well, Corey, that's what the Miramar Outlets are all about.
Right, Danny.
Shopping. And,
right.
Of course, you found that you guys have a new restaurant there now.
Yes.
Ford's Garage.
Ford's Garage.
Actually, it's been there for a couple years now. It's good.
Okay. He just found it. So he doesn't get out, venture much.
Live in a bubble, Jeff. Try not to get too risky.
Mm-hmm. Allergic to the sun.
1-2 on Christian Walker. Flaherty at first base. 6-3 Twins in the third. Nolasco from the stretch. And a fastball, strike 3 called. Perfect pitch, and called looking as Walker. So there's the second strikeout. But the Miramar Outlets is always a favorite for folks coming down here, regardless if you live here, but even if you're traveling. Why so, Jeff?
It's a great shopping center, great factory outlet center. It has some of the best prices in South Florida. It's covered walkways, beautiful landscaping, and it's along with the beautiful beaches here in Lee County.
And you have the fish, too. What kind of fish? What, in the ponds there?
We have 3 or 4 koi ponds. We have some Peking ducks in one of them and some turtles, just for the kids, and a great children's playground.
Alvarez bunts. How about that? Pedro Alvarez with the shift on. Twins giving Alvarez the third base line, and a guy had just ripped an RBI double off the wall in the first inning. Showed bunt, made contact, and bunted it foul.
Oh, we've seen that a lot lately with some of these guys when they play that power shift. The Twins aren't really going to adjust too much right now, but it's there.
Twins have 3 right of second base. That's Escobar, Dozier, Maurer holding Flaherty on. 6-3 Twins in the third, 1 out. Nolasco from the belt, and the 0-1. Another bunt and a bunt foul, as Alvarez did make contact, and John Ryan Murphy hung on, so 0-2. Visiting with Jeff Stainer, Vice President, Miramar Outlets, is joining us. You're right about the shopping because the prices you can't beat. And is this the key time of year, Jeff, for folks coming down here for spring training to take advantage of the outlets?
March is our heaviest traffic and busiest sales month. And again, remember, the more you spend, the more you save, actually.
How's that? Oh, on all the good deals.
Yeah, on those good deals, exactly.
Huh.
Keep shopping.
Yeah, keep shopping.
Do you have some favorites, Jeff? What are some of your favorite stores?
Well, we got Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale, Saks Fifth Avenue, Polo Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors.
Bouncy ball right side. Escobar Fields falls down to second for one. That's all they get with a shift on. The Twins had that defended perfectly. Hit hard, but Escobar playing right of second base, almost positioned out towards right center. Kind of a stumbling grab on that smash on the ground. A couple steps to his left. And the Twins get the lead runner Flaherty at second base. Safe at first is Alvarez. So 2 down.
Jeff, how about people I hear that they actually will take an empty suitcase? I bought a suitcase from there before, outstanding suitcase, and I got a great deal on it. But some people actually bring suitcases and put clothes in it and fill it up.
Yep, the savings are so good, they bring empty suitcases and fill them up, or else if they can't have it.
There's a breaking pitch swung on and missed by Scope. Nothing in one.
If they don't have enough, they can always buy more suitcases. We have 4 nice luggage stores there.
Twins lead 6-3 in the third. Alvarez at first base. Scope an RBI single. Back in the opening inning, he has knocked in 4 in the spring as he takes in the dirt. Nicely blocked that time by Murphy. Twins have a right-hander up and warming in the bullpen. Looks like Ryan Presley. 2 down here in the third inning. A 1-1 count on Scope. Well, we learned a lot about the 2-time World Series champ, Jeff. Danny Gladden a couple years ago with the outlets, and he buys some great shirts and some great shorts and pants, you name it, but special stuff is also a part of Danny's fashion arsenal, and that's why it's important to have some of the Highline stores down there.
Yep, and one of the other benefits, in the summertime, if it's raining, we have covered walkways where a lot of other centers do not have that in Southwest Florida.
Plenty of parking as well. Big parking lots. And the 2-1 is high ball 3. But the kids do love it as well with all the outdoor room there, just kind of running around the play area there at the end.
We have 2 great size playground areas for both younger and older kids. We have a lot of kids' activities throughout the week and on the weekends.
Velasco behind 3-1 on Scope. Kim on deck should this inning continue. And the pitch is ball 4 inside. So Velasco with his 56th pitch, and that's ball 4. And that will move Alvarez down to second base. And Velasco with his second walk. Both have occurred in this half inning.
Jeff, you talk about a lot of parking, but also easy access right off of Highway 75, heading down toward, if you're leaving Fort Myers to Naples, right at...
Yep, right off Interstate 75, off Corkscrew Road, exit 123. We're just 5 minutes south of the airport. So a lot of people stop there on their way from the airport, and it's the last stop before the airport.
2 down for Hyun-Soo Kim, 28 home runs in Korea last year. As Velasco misses outside, went off speed ball 1. Velasco has walked 2 and struck out 2. Go ahead, Danny.
It has so much. I mean, I have been down there. Matter of fact, my mother came down here with me when we first got down here, and I took her down there and bought her some shoes, pants, whole new outfit.
Ground ball to the right side. Dozier fields it thigh high, and he throws out Kim. Inning over. Jeff, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a website for people that who are going to come down here to find some more information about the outlets?
Yes, you can just go to MiramarOutlets.com.
Jeff Stainer, VP, Miramar Outlets. We always appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Head to the home third. Twins fans, say goodbye to winter in Minnesota and report down here to spring training on the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel. Experience Florida's most natural beaches and islands at FortMyersSanibel.com is the website. FortMyersSanibel.com. Come on down and join us. We thank Jeff Stainer, Vice President, Miramar Outlets, for joining us. Baseball, beaches, shopping, food. You can do it all down here. 6-3 Twins in the home third. New pitcher for the Orioles is a former Twin, Vance Worley. Claimed off waivers from the Pirates back in October. And Worley trying to make the team out of camp. And the pitch to Escobar is a strike. It's a 1-1 count. Twins lead 6-3 here in the third inning. Worley just 1 year with the Twins at the big league level. 1-5, 10 starts. ERA over 7 a couple years back as Escobar bounces foul. In 2014, a good year with the Pirates. ERA 2.85 in 17 starts. Not the same success last year. 23 games, 8 starts, ERA just over 4 with the Bucks.
Corey, I believe he was the opening day starter for Minnesota.
Sure was. Escobar slices one foul. Danny out of play off third and over, and no play for Flaherty. Saves 1-2.
Sure, I think 2013. Right. This guy opened up, and I remember when he came into camp, one of the harder workers. He was a guy that really worked hard in camp. You always saw him doing the extra work in the weight room and sprinting around the field. It just didn't work out.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Eduardo Escobar, who bounced out his first time, and the pitch chopped to short. Giannis gloves chest high, and he throws out the Twins shortstop, 1 down before this half inning continues. 10 seconds for station identification. You were listening to Twins Baseball. Corey and Danny with you from Fort Myers. 6-3 Twins in the third. Bases empty, 1 out. John Ryan Murphy, the batter. Murphy singled and scored back in that promising 4-run second. And Worley's pitch is a breaking ball down low, ball 1. Getting back to Worley. In 2014, he was still with the Twins entering spring training, and he was out of options. And the Twins had competition going on for what turned out to be one spot in the rotation. The 1-0 is chopped left of short. Giannis again gloves this one about shoulder high, and he makes the play across, 2 down. And the candidates for the last spot in the rotation, Vance Worley, Scott Diamond, Samuel DeDuno, all 3 were out of options. And it was seemed to be the dark horse candidate, this was 2014, to win a job out of camp, was Kyle Gibson. There was concern about the 3 and out of options, and Diamond, a lefty. Would he be claimed? Well, all 3 got through, and Kyle Gibson won that last spot and began the 2014 season as a starting pitcher with the Minnesota Twins.
Worley's still playing. I believe that Samuel DeDuno is still putting a uniform on.
And the 0-1 is up and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott Diamond was with the Reds organization, AAA Louisville, either last year or the year prior. I think it was last year. And the 1-1. Buxton taps foul off the screen.
This guy, opening day starter for the Twins, 2013. You talked about him coming into camp 2014. He just went 1-5 with Minnesota with a ERA in the 7s.
Remember, his last start came in Atlanta, and it did not go well for Vance. And the 1-2 is in the dirt. Fastball saved by Joseph. 2-2. 93 in that offering. Now, Worley had his best years by far with the Phillies. And the Phillies had that great staff of Roy Halladay and Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee. And the 2-2. Strike 3. Outside edge. Buxton stares at a fastball. And Vance Worley comes in, works a 1-2-3 third. Through 3. Twins by 3. 6-3 on your home for Twins Baseball.
If you're
This portion of Twins baseball is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. See your local Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyDealer.com. After 3, Twins by 3-6-3. The fourth is on. So is Dan Glenn.
Well, thank you, Corey. Good afternoon, everybody. Bottom third of the order, Joseph Yanish Alvarez for Baltimore. Ricky Nolasco, 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. A couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. He'll give way to the right-hander, Ryan Presley. We talk about Rule 5 guys. Here's one right here. Twins got him back in 2012. And first pitch swinging, skies it into right center field. Buxton drifts over and puts that one away. So there's one down. So 1 pitch, 1 out. It was 2013. Spent the whole season. Got in 48 ball games, 3-3 on the year. This guy's going to be key to the Twins bullpen this year. We saw a little bit what he did last year with the velocity in that game against Kansas City. He was throwing in the upper 90s and had a good breaking ball that day. And a pitch up and in, tight 93. Molitor looking at Presley, going to kind of provide a key role, can get some big right-handers out. Breaking ball, good pitch there, in there for a strike.
Yeah, the injury that Presley sustained last year came after throwing a fastball at about 98, ended up tearing his lat. And he tried to come back. He did some rehab, but then had a setback and did not pitch again in 2015.
Setting up away outside in the pitch. Ground ball, Escobar at short. Comes up and in time to get Yanish. Yanish doesn't run all that well. That's the biggest thing for a player when they come back from an injury, especially a pitcher. I don't care if it's your elbow or your shoulder, is that fear factor that if I let this one go, is it going to be okay? And I think that Presley is well past that. Dariel Alvarez, 2 down, bases empty, 6-3. Minnesota takes a curve. Good breaking ball right there.
Ryan Presley also did a great job getting back into good shape last year. Not long after Twins Fest in 2015, Presley, when he got to work in Fort Myers, he was shedding pounds daily. And he was in great shape last season, in great shape now.
Good fastball, catches the outside corner. He's in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
Much like J.R. Graham, he also changed his diet, and you can see the results.
Look at Presley's age. He's at 27 here, so I think that his time is right now, and just a great guy. Works hard. He's got it. Pitch inside, spun him around. You know, sometimes you overthrow, you try to do too much, trying to impress rather than. I think Presley now gets it that he can see the rosters of who's on the team and where he slots in with this club and what his role is. Presley's 1-2. Well, he got the plate but just low, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Presley, like Graham when he was a Rule 5 from Boston, was a starter. Seems like the Rule 5 guys, when they come over, they're not different role on. Presley has accepted it. Count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a curve again, and this one low. Run count full, 3-2. Top of the 4th, 6-3. Baltimore got 3 in the top of the 1st. Twins got 2. Bottom half of their 1st inning. And then the Twins sent 8 men to the plate. They scored 4 runs, 4 hits. Presley trying to have a clean inning here. Righty 3-2 on the way. Laid off a breaking ball. So a 2-out walk. Flips the order over, and here's Joey Rickard. Rickard has 1 hit, 2 trips to the plate. This is a Rule 5 by Baltimore. And they feel they have room for this guy. Center fielder, can play corner positions. 3 RBIs so far in spring. Takes a high pitch. Boy, hot, steamy afternoon down here in Fort Myers, Florida. Runner at first, and Alvarez not running. Curve in there for a strike. Bauer holding the runner on at first. Alvarez leads short. And the delivery swung on a foul tipped. That fastball clocked at 96. Seems like a lot of the younger guys, and J.R. Graham, we talked about how well he came into camp in shape. Presley also, but those guys seem to be ready to go. Velocity is there from day one. And check swing on a breaking ball. Good play there by Murphy to keep that ball in front of him. Count of 2-2, 2 down. Runner at first. Presley gets a sign from Murphy. And they're going to set up away. And a pitch. And this one's pulled foul down the third base line. Went to the breaking ball. Another good crowd here. Twins tomorrow head over and take on the Cardinals in Jupiter. Tommy Malone going to make the start. A little disappointed Twins are not going to make that trek tomorrow. And a quick throw over. It's high. Easily Alvarez getting back.
What's the name of the prison you drive by there on 80?
I think prison's good enough. That's where they got a couple prisons there, I think. And a pitch way high. All the sugar canes out there.
Yeah.
Got the crop dusters flying and fertilizing the fields. Lake Okeechobee, one of the best fishing places around. And of course, you want to talk about the prison.
Part of the fun on the drive. You get to see it and wave.
Runner goes 3-2 pitch, and it's high. So back-to-back to walks here by Presley. Keeps hitting alive. Here's Ryan Flaherty to bat. Now Murphy, Mauer both going to go out and have a conversation with Presley, just trying to get him back in groove. Retired their first batter on one pitch, got a weak ground ball out by Giannis, and then Alvarez got a walk, and also Richard. So Flaherty will bat. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, walked in the third. He's 1 for 19 with a home run, 1 RBI in the spring. Flaherty got to be that utility player. Got the start at third base, also can play some short and second. So Baltimore with 2 down, have runners at first and second, reached both by way of walk. Escobar going to tuck in behind the runner. Alvarez getting a pretty good lead at second. Now he'll shorten it up. And a pitch. Sky down the left field line. That ball might stay fair due to the wind, and nice play by Rosario in the corner down the left field line. So Flaherty swings at the first pitch. Baltimore straying 2 after 3.5. Twins 6. Baltimore 3. You're listening to Twins Baseball. 6-3 Minnesota over the Baltimore Orioles. Top of the order is going to be Dozier, Joe Mauer, Miguel Sano. Dozier officially 0 for 1, a strikeout, walk. Having a good spring. He is 8 for 19 with a home run. As Worley delivers, drops a breaking ball that's in there for a strike. Worley came on in the bottom of the third inning, retired the Twins 1-2-3. First time they've been retired in order here this afternoon. Twins with 7 hits, pitch in tight. 7 hits for Minnesota. There's 4 hits for Baltimore. All their hits came in the first inning. Swung on a foul tip. Dozier kind of got handcuffed on that swing. Dozier's first couple of hits. Couple of base hits to right center field. Home run went to left. And this was popped up foul. Vance Worley trying to make this ball club non-roster invitee for Baltimore. Baltimore did not send too many of their regulars. Fastball missed outside and low, evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saw their lineup yesterday. They had a good one. Machado at third, J.J. Hardy. Jonathan Scope, he's on this trip. He's at second base. Chris Davis, of course. And Weeder started, swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher, Joseph. He's going to track it down and retire Dozier. So Worley's second strikeout. And Mauer gets a nice hand. Sac fly, RBI, just his second ribby of the spring. Talked about Minnesota Day here in the parking lot. Went out and tailgated with his father, his brother. They know how to do it. They got the barbecue going, some brats, beverages. And Mauer takes it on the inside corner for a strike.
It's always a big get-together, right? Minnesota Day, the Mauer parking lot, the tailgate.
It is, and what they do is they hand out a ton of T-shirts right away. So everybody's hanging around trying to get a free T-shirt they've tossed around. Pitch down and away, evens it up 1-1. I started hollering, free brats. And they told me to be quiet. Worley gets the sign and a 1-1. Slow tapper going to be fielded by the first baseman. Easy play there by Alvarez, and there's 2 down. And here's Sano to bat. Double scored, went down swinging in that 4-run second. Miguel last year, 80 ball games. And one thing they'd like to see him do is cut down maybe on the strikeouts. 80 games, 119 strikeouts. A couple of guys that Bernansky would really like to see kind of put the ball in play a little bit more. Sano, one of them. But also Eddie Rosario. He was in 122 games and struck out 118. And then also Dozier. Dozier had a high strikeout. Big swing and a miss. Always had to remind Bernansky, he's a strikeout guy too. Anybody that's got the home run power like that, you're going to swing and miss a little bit. So it's lifted foul right side. Boy, Sano, when he takes a swing, and even if he fouls it off, it's hit hard. Base is empty, 2 down, 6-3 Twins. And Worley delivers strike 3 on the outside corner, locked up. Boy, Worley's been painting. Nice little 3 up, 3 down. He's retired to 6 men he's faced after 4. Twins up over Baltimore at 6-3 on your home for Twins baseball.
Spring Training Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Twins Spring Training Baseball. Tomorrow at noon on Fox Sports North.
Target Field's a great place to spend time with people who are important to you. Groups are eligible for discounts on tickets and for ticket fees. They've been eliminated, so organize your group of 25 or more today. All you have to do is go to twinsbaseball.com/groups, or you can call them. 833 Twins. Presley Dunn, 1 inning, a couple of walks. And he'll give way to Fernando Abad in camp. Non-roster, invitee, left-hander, big league experience. And this guy here probably coming into camp looked like he had the inside track if there was going to be that left-hander out of the bullpen. Abad is it. This will be his fourth appearance. He's thrown 3 and he's given up 3 hits. Hasn't walked anybody. He has just 1 strikeout. The last couple of years with the Oakland Athletics, 62 ball games last year. ERA just a titch over 4. Spent some time with Washington, 2012 with Houston. And he'll be facing Christian Walker. And the first pitch misses inside, ball 1. I don't think it's going to be so much velocity that they're looking for from Abad. To be able to get a right-hander out and a left-hander. Have him listed at 30 years of age from the Dominican Republic. Delivers over the plate but high.
The Twins are hoping that he can find the form that he had back in 2014. His ERA with the A's in 2014 was in the mid-1s, 1.57. Climbed over 4 last year. Was he tipping his pitches? There was that discussion. Also trouble with his cutter. That certainly was a part of his woes as well last year.
Experience kind of can help you out a little bit. So it's skied to right field it fairly well. Get a chance to see Sano get turned around. And he'll play it high off the wall, but it's gone. It's off the railing. In right field, that ball was crushed by Christian Walker. So an opposite field home run. Baltimore now trails 6-4.
That was also part of Abad's problem last year. The home run number went up. 2013 allowed just 3 with Washington. 2014 just 4. But last year with the A's, 11 home runs he allowed in 62 games.
And would you say that the Coliseum is kind of a homer-friendly ballpark? I think not.
Not tonight. No way.
He gives up a leadoff home run here. And here's Pedro Alvarez. And here's the matchup that you're really going to kind of dial in how well he attacks the left-handed hitters. That's going to have to be his role. Missed outside low on the first pitch. Alvarez 1 for 2, RBI double. And this ball's hit well to left field. Rosario back, still drifting, and now reaches up. Backpedaling near the warning track, puts that one away. That ball was well hit.
To your point, lefty on left matchup, a guy that's going to be in the big league lineup. Lefties hit Abad nearly 280 last year. Over his career, about 254. In fact, Abad was better statistically from an average standpoint against righties than he was against lefties.
Just what I've seen so far here in a Twins uniform, to me, his arm slot, it's on and off it. Talk to Neil Allen if they brought it up a little bit, because I always thought Abad was a little bit more of a sidearm, low 3/4 guy, but now he's lifted up a little bit. First pitch change up there to Scope, and it's in there for a strike. Well, sometimes by raising or lowering your arm angle, you can get a little bit more movement on that little 2-seamer. Change up. Out of the stretch, nobody on. Paints on a corner for a strike at 91. Top of the 5th, 6-4 Minnesota. When he checked swing, he almost went around on that pitch. It was down and in. Scope has a base hit, RBI in the first, walked. in the third. Twins pitchers have walked 4 here this afternoon. 2 strikeouts. Strike 3 looking. Well, locked him up. Went right back to that outside corner. Hyun-Soo Kim bats. They're trying to get this guy going.
Looking at the replay, too, that was just off the corner, but John Ryan Murphy quietly able to frame that one back in, and that's a strength for Murphy.
Just
Can frame pitches pretty well.
Kind of a new stat. Started last year where we looked at that a lot. Little one hopper past Dozier, and he comes up limping a little bit. Well, he landed funny on that grass as he went to slide for it. And it's almost like knee got stuck in a turf out there, and it kind of jackknifed him up. Ball was hit fairly hard. One hopper, Dozier goes down, almost like his cleat got stuck. Could have been dangerous. Inning stays alive, and here's Caleb Joseph, the catcher for Baltimore. Kim at first base, and Abad delivers. Changeup, nice pitch strike. It's always key. You talk to Neil Allen now, and he kind of preaches a little bit. Be able to get that off-speed pitch over early in the count. Get strike 1, and then you can go ahead and open the zone up. And a pitch down and away. If he didn't get the call there. Usually these hot afternoons, that home plate umpire will start opening it up a little bit. Brian Honora calling balls and strikes. He's going to shed some pounds today on a hot, humid afternoon. Count of 1-1. Tapper foul into the Twins dugout. The uncertainty of Wieder's injury hurt it in the ballgame yesterday with his throwing elbow. Joseph played in 100 ball games last year, hit 11 home runs, 49 driven in. Keep an eye on that. A lot of guys starting to see some other injuries around Major League Baseball right now. Abad delivers a fastball outside, ball 1. Saw where the Dodgers shortstop Seager had to leave the ball game. They feel that he's going to miss a couple of weeks with a knee injury. Saw where Asdrubal Cabrera also a leg injury. Abad sets 1-2. Little check swing. Abad fields it, steps, throws in time to retire. Joseph leadoff home run here in the top of the 5th by Walker. And they strand 1. New score after 4.5. Twins leading 6-4 on your home for Twins baseball. Well, Vance Worley, a couple of innings. He retired the 6 batters he faced. Nice job by former Twin Vance Worley trying to make this Baltimore ball club. And he'll give way now to Dylan Bundy. Big prospect for Baltimore, but some injuries caught up to him a little bit. He'll come on here to face Trevor Plouffe, Eddie Rosario, Carlos Quentin. Bundy so far this spring. This will be his 4th appearance. He's only logged 3 innings. So he's a guy maybe being going from a starter to maybe now the guy in the bullpen, right? He delivers and Plouffe swings and taps it foul down the third base line.
And Bundy is also out of options. And his resume probably among those that the Orioles believe he would not last on waivers, even though he's been plagued by injuries in recent seasons. So the bullpen, Danny, you're right, seems to be the landing spot for Bundy, at least for now to begin the year.
Big, thick lower body kid. Good fastball. Missed down and in. Ball 191. Very compact delivery. Comes right over the top. Got a pitch in tight. Move Trevor off the plate. They've got Bundy listed at 6'1", 200 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a strike, went off speed. Trevor, 3-run homer. His first of the spring back in that 4-run second inning. Miguel Gonzalez started for Baltimore. This pitch missed outside, and now run the count full 3-2.
Now Bundy, 23 years old. He has pitched in just 17 games over the last 2 years since missing 2013 with Tommy John. 8 games, like you mentioned, last year, as he was shut down with a right shoulder setback.
Yeah, Plouffe's going to work a walk. Good at bat. A base runner on, and Plouffe will be lifted for, I believe that's going to be James Beresford. Stay in the ballgame, play first base. You know, talking about Bundy and his body style, there was a pitcher with the Detroit Tigers, Jeremy Bonderman. Similar body style on the way they deliver the ball, but also Bonderman had a lot of injuries. There's a ground ball, crisply hit past Scope at second. Routine double play. And Bundy should have had the ground ball double play. I don't know how they'll rule it. E4 routine. Baltimore today has really not played very fundamentally good baseball. A couple balls that they didn't go after, a couple balls that they kind of kicked around a little bit, were out of position and allowing base runners to advance an extra base. And there, a big error. That was a double play ball. And here's Carlos Quentin. Quentin DHing today. Walking a ground out. Big swing and a miss. Now, Carlos, he does not get cheated early in the count. That was a big rip. Bats here, first and third, nobody out. Twins up 6-4. Bundy sets and delivers. Missed inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rosario at first, he can run a little bit. Butch Davis, first base coach. Standard practice will kind of in between pitches walk up and whisper something in his ear. And a 1-1. Nice breaking ball, but missed low and away. Good take by Quentin. Carlos just 5 games in the minor leagues last year, and he took the rest of the year off, got healthy. Fouled straight back into the netting. Quentin upset with himself. He did not put that ball in play. Pitcher Pat Dean loosening for the Twins right now. Still nobody out, first and third. Turn it into a big inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one's lifted foul. Get it back there. Quentin all over the fastball. And Carlos, mostly an everyday player when he was with the Chicago White Sox, went to San Diego, signed a nice contract, but boy, injuries just got to him.
Where was he batting? Was he batting, 3-4 with Konerko?
Yes. And he just, the injuries, they could not keep a steady lineup out there. And his injuries were the leg injuries. And anytime you're a power hitter and you lose your legs, you're in trouble. Sky to right field, should be deep enough to get the run in from third. And sure enough, Beresford will tag up and score on the sac fly. Nice at bat by Carlos Quentin. There's Eduardo Escobar to bat. Well, we talked about that second week of spring when you're going to start seeing better quality at bats. Hitters are catching up to the pitchers. And Molitor's going to have to get some at bats to the bench players in Arcia, Carlos Quentin, Ryan Sweeney, and also Vargas. And here's Eduardo Escobar, a couple of groundouts to the shortstop today. Quick throw over, and it looked like Rosario was leaning towards second base.
Their name there, Danny Santana, but as we mentioned, Danny's sidelined with a left wrist injury right now. Twins don't believe it's anything too serious. They hope that Danny's able to play after the off day on Tuesday. Twins are here for a night game. We'll have it for you against the Red Sox Wednesday night.
Rosario with the lead. Bundy delivers. Good fastball missed inside. 1 ball, no strike. But you talk about Danny Santana, completely different player than an Arcia, a Sweeney, Carlos Quentin, and a Kenny Vargas. Danny Santana's that speed guy, that little gnat that can play some good defense, get on base, cause problems. Went off speed and caught the outside corner. Now 1 ball, 1 strike to Eduardo Escobar. You're looking for somebody off the bench that can play maybe some outfield, little first base. Threat, but you've got Vargas switch hitter, Sweeney a left-handed bat, and Quentin a right-handed bat. Runner goes, pitch is taken. Thrown out to second, not in time. A stolen base for Rosario.
Yeah, Rosario went in feet first that time. We're so used to seeing those runners go hands first, head first into that bag, but Rosario sliding that time feet first into the second base bag. A slight juggle from Caleb Joseph really helped out Rosario there.
Well, as a base runner, early in the ball game when they water the infield down, it's got that moisture in it, a little more tacky. This infield's dried out. He just slid by the bag. Escobar lifts it down the left field line near the Twins bullpen, and yep, that will be foul. Nate Dahman with a souvenir down there.
It's been a demerit-free spring so far for Mr. Dahman. Twins' longtime bullpen catcher. Right?
Saw him the other day. Family's out with him. He was out playing ball with the kids in the outfield after a game. That's kind of customary with a lot of, you're going to get there. You're bringing your kids out. You've done it.
Yep.
Bundy steps off as Rosario 1 out right at second base. There's a plate in 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And a pitch on the way. A little number off the end of the bat. Be fielded by the shortstop. Comes up throwing. Boy, Escobar hustling, making it close. Nice job. Runner Rosario, though, advances to third base on a ground out. John Ryan Murphy will be the batter. We'll pause 10 seconds, allow our stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Ryan Murphy had a base hit his first time up, grounded out to short last time. Dylan Bundy delivers low and away, ball one. Needs some two-out hitting. 7-4 Minnesota. Murphy can reach. Buxton in the on-deck circle. And again outside, falling behind. 2 balls and no strikes. Ricky Nolasco started for Minnesota today. 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. Settled in really after that first inning. Did walk a couple. And there's a 2-0 pitch, and that one's inside. And now 3 balls and no strikes. The number 8 hitter.
Tyler Duffy also pitched today down the straight. Simulated game, I should say inter-squad game. And he went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 were earned, struck out 1. Duffy just shy of 60 pitches in his outing down the road today.
You know, they do a lot of that this time of spring, and then sometimes also if they want to take a look at somebody, they want to get him a start against some of the frontline players, then yes, they'll send somebody that they know is already on the club to the minor leagues. 3-1 pitch is taken by Murphy, and now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And to your point, other guys who pitched in that same game, Kevin Jepson, Glenn Perkins, Casey Feen, also worked on that side, whereas today you're seeing candidates for the bullpen. Presley, Abad, we'll see Pat Dean coming up here shortly.
And again, they're playing in the big stadium here. Someone skied to center field, hit fairly well, but routine for Rickard, and he reaches up, puts that one away. The Twins will pick up 1 run. No hits, big error in the inning, and 1 left. After 5 new scores, the Twins 7, Baltimore 4. We'll be back here listening to Twins baseball. Whole house changes for the Twins. The Duke. Nick Kramer joined us here in the radio booth briefly. I believe how rude you guys are to him. Changes for the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Kenny Vargas at first base. Second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Iker Meneses is the shortstop. James Beresford came on to pinch run. He stays in the ballgame at third base. Juan Centeno, new catcher. And the new left fielder, Ronaldo Rodriguez. New right fielder, Joe Benson. Buxton still in the ballgame. And the new pitcher is left-hander Pat Dean. First pitch to Giannis is inside, and Dean right back. And again, missed inside. Dean trying to make this ball club. Heard a lot of good things about this kid, and they're going to give him a chance. There's a roll on this club. Left-hander out of the bullpen. And there's a line drive left field, and that's going to be caught. Nice running catch by Ronaldo Rodriguez. That ball was scorched. So 1 out. Batters Alvarez. Dean, third-round draft pick back in 2010. The 40-man roster last year, Rochester went 12-11. And drops a curveball that's in there for a strike. And this is another. We've talked about it here today where certain guys were starters. And now trying to make maybe a club at the big league level in a different role. And that would be out of the bullpen. Pitch down and in, moved his feet. Good location. 12-11. Joined to the dugout now by Joe Mauer. And I want to let you know that I made it 8th year in a row out there to the Mauer Minnesota Day out there. Always make me feel good. Have you ever been able to make it out there?
I have a few days. Actually, I think I've not played in one, and I went out there, and it was probably a good thing I didn't play that day. But it's great, That's, I was coming in at about 6:15 this morning, and I was already seeing tailgates starting up in the pitch black. So it was nice. It's a lot of Minnesotans down here, and looks like they're having a good time.
Oh, yeah. We were wondering why they don't have it more often. Why is it just the one day?
I know, every day should be Minnesota Day down here, right?
The ground ball fielded by Beresford. And there's 2 down.
Joe, you have about 14 at-bats, really, I guess, 13 at-bats with your line today. Are you getting the reps you hope to get now through the first handful of games down here?
Yeah, if everything's feeling good, almost too good, where you kind of want to start feeling good, with a week left or so heading into the season. But I'm feeling great, and, just trying to keep it that way.
Rickard bats right now at 2 down. I've got to ask you, Joe, you're wearing the sunglasses right now. A lot of talk about it that you were going to try these during the day games. Have you seen any improvement, or are you having success with them?
Yeah, I don't know what it was before. I just didn't really like to use them while I was hitting. But, down here in Florida, it's pretty bright today, too. So, I tried it in BP and, brought it into the games a couple times, and, it feels pretty good.
Are they different tint that you're experimenting with?
Yeah, different shades, different things. I've kind of started to use these amber kind of tints, and that seems to help. But just one little thing. I think there's a lot of other things that I've been trying to work on, and that's been going pretty well too.
Well, Dean just struck out the guy. Quick 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to ask you. You're going to have to stick around. One more half inning, a little bit, please.
I can do that.
All right, perfect. Sure. 3 up, 3 down for Pat Dean after 5.5. Twins lead 7-4 on your home for Twins baseball. back at CenturyLink Sports Complex. Good hot afternoon. Good baseball day today. Joe Mauer joining us down there talking about Minnesota Day. But how do you feel health-wise, though, and where you're at this time of spring training?
Well, I feel good. You know, like I said before, I got some games, starting to get some games underneath me, and I can start feeling the legs coming around. But, you know, I think where I'm at in spring right now is right on pace. So I'm excited.
Buxton's leading off here. Buxton so far this afternoon 1 for 2, double, scored a run. I see that Carlos Quentin over there at first base working out with you a little bit. Does he pick your brain a little bit, or is it more or less you leaving Tom Kelly to kind of school him a little bit?
Yeah, no, Carlos, actually Carlos and I go way back, all the way back to 17, 16 years old for Team USA. So we have a great relationship, and you know, he's a great guy. He's trying to learn and as much as he can. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience over there, so I'm trying to help him as much as I can. But you know, he's eager to learn and eager to get better. So it's been nice to have Carlos here in camp.
4-pitch walk to Buxton, so Twins have speed on.
Another guy I've seen you work with on the field, but also during BP, is Byung-Ho Park. What have you learned about your new teammate, Joe?
He picks up things very quickly. You know, he's another guy. He wants to get better, and you know, wants to get out there and do the best that he can. But you know, he's been great. It's been a lot of fun. You know, chatting with him on and off the field. You know, have some meals together and stuff like that. But he's been doing really well, and you can see, you know, a lot of progress, especially on the defensive side that he's already made.
Does he ask you a lot about who the pitchers are and what they feature, or does he kind of just look at these guys, they throw the same as they did over in Korea?
No, he asked a lot of questions, which is good, and I told him, I said, look, I'm here, I want to help you as much as I can, and if I know a pitcher, I'm going to tell you what I see from him. But you know, it can be a little tough. You know, obviously I'm I'm left-handed hitter, and he's a right-handed hitter, so they're probably going to try to attack him different. But if I can tell him maybe a pitcher's strengths here and there, hopefully I can help him out.
Jorge Polanco bats, strike 1 on Polanco. I'm sorry, strike 2. Twins had a hit and run on Buxton, was running. Pitcher is Hunter Harvey. Runner runs, and the pitch is hit into right field for a base hit. Buxton might score, but ball quickly getting back into the infield. Twins first and third. And the batter's going to be Kenny Vargas.
Hey, Joe, I know you haven't caught in a couple of years, but has John Ryan Murphy leaned on you at all, just asking you questions about some of the pitchers that you did catch a couple of years prior?
You know, there's another guy. We've had a lot of great conversations, you know, here and there. Not so much. I think Kurt has helped out a lot, but you know, he's another guy that you know, that I really like. You know, as far as just trying to get better, you know, asking questions, not just about catching, but you know, hitting and different things. And you know, I think you know, I've picked up a few things from him too. You know, it's always good to talk about the game and how people do things, and you can always learn something.
Here's Kenny Vargas, big swing and a miss. Vargas trying to make this club. We were talking earlier, Joe, about, you know, there's still some roles that can be won here. Vargas, one of the guys, maybe a bench player, kind of also can play some first base. Talked about Quentin, Sweeney. Do you follow that much, or are you just kind of really more focused on what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get myself ready, but you know, you also wonder. I mean, there's a lot of great guys that can help us in a lot of different ways, and you know, I'm kind of glad I don't have to make those decisions. You know, there's going to be some tough ones to be made, and you know, like you said, the Quentins and, you know, Vargas, and you know, we have a lot of guys you know, vying for a few spots, so yeah, it's going to be tough.
Strike called, high strike called to Vargas.
You're not too far away from Byron Buxton, who's leading at third base right now. Do you notice anything differently about Byron, the way he's just handling himself inside the clubhouse day in, day out?
Yeah, you know, I'm never really worried about Buck. You know, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he comes to the park every day, you know, ready to work. So, but you can definitely see a little more confidence and you know, a little bit more comfortable, I think, here. I think this is his third camp or second camp, so that's nice to see.
Well, he's going to score on a wild pitch easily from third base. It's also going to allow Polanco down to second base. So Baltimore kind of throwing it around here a little bit. Another run, 8-4 Minnesota.
What was something you learned about Paul Molitor last year, just simply as a manager?
Well, I think I knew Paul pretty well before, you know, and it's kind of what I expected. You know, the guy prepares like nobody else. You know, just steady, calm. You know, I think the biggest thing after we started, I think 1-6, 1-7, that there was no panic. You know, and I wasn't surprised by that, but that was nice to see. You know, he's just steady, and I think that rubs off on you know, a lot of our guys.
Have you had conversations about the lineup and where you think you may bat and want to bat at some point this season, I guess, to begin the year come April 4?
You know, I told him, I said, whatever he thinks is how we're going to have the best chance to win that day. So I think he knows where I stand on that. But, you know, I trust him and, you know, what the lineup will shake out to be.
Look, Kitty Vargas just powered a single off the right field wall. And that scored Polanco, so the Twins now 2 runs here in the 6th. So you're okay in that 3 slot, number 2 slot, whatever.
Yeah, just as long as I'm in a slot. That's that's kind of what I say. But yeah, it's be interesting because we can come up with a lot of different combinations. But I still think it's pretty early to really lock in on one.
Yeah, but it's nice to have luxury to where I can float some guys in that lineup based on who's out there pitching. And you saw that a little bit, I think, with Paul Mahler last year. Not so much yourself, but there was, you know, other guys in that 4th, 5th, 5th, 6th slot that he could rotate a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, if I'm hitting 2nd or 3rd, I mean, really only comes into play that 1st inning. But you know, I'm ready to go wherever he wants me.
I got to ask you, are you comfortable now at first base as to where to go on certain balls? Hitting the outfield, cutoffs, and things like that? Where to position yourself on the field?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. You know, it's just getting out there. The more you play it, the more you learn. You know, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not a finished product or anything over there, but you know, I'm enjoying the position and you know, the little games within the games over there.
You know, I talked to some guys that used to be catchers and they'd go to first base and they felt that they were lost sometimes because, you know, you're behind the plate. You kind of see the game out in front of you, and now, you know, the game's being played behind you a little bit to your right. So I thought last year you made the adjustment as to the balls to your right, which ones I need to go after, which ones I let my second baseman have.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to have number 2 out there, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't think he gets his due credit on the defensive side, but he's pretty good.
Beresford just hit a little bloop single to center. That's going to score Vargas all the way from first base, and he takes second. Beresford done on the throw to the plate, got away from the catcher. Joe, I want to thank you for sticking around.
No problem.
And
maybe I should hang on here.
You're scoring some runs.
Yeah.
Get out there and enjoy the rest of the day with your family.
Thanks, Joe.
Guys. Thank you.
Now the Twins roughing up another Baltimore pitcher. Benson had tapped back out to the pitcher for the first out. Beresford then laces one into center, throw it to the plate, gets away from the catcher. Advances to second, so the Twins have played 3.
That was smart base running there, too, by Beresford, Danny. He didn't make a mad dash for second base. He waited to see the ball get through and then took off for second base. You know, had that ball been cut off, it wasn't a guarantee that Beresford was going to find himself in a rundown. He wasn't too far away from first anyway.
You know, Corey, we can dissect that play right there because that's one thing I talked to Joe about. Do you know where to go now on certain plays? As Rodriguez is batting right now at a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. The Minnesota Twins are one of the few teams, and it came with Tom Kelly. When there's a runner on second base, the first baseman is not the cutoff man. We always have the third baseman come in as the cutoff man because then it prevents that base runner from that big turn, what we just saw. Beresford rounded first base. There was nobody at first base. So he could go halfway to second, not have to worry about it because the first baseman was behind the pitcher's mound. Whereas the Twins, they have the third baseman come in, and he's the cutoff man. Shortstop's job is to come over and cover third. But now that base runner can't make that big turn because if it's cut off, they can cut and go to first because there's somebody there. Pitch way outside. And that's something that Tom Kelly, and when he started to do it, a lot of guys didn't buy in right away, and now the Twins are one of the few teams, and you might see a couple other teams, but this is old standard baseball right there where the first baseman comes over And that's key. The first baseman, the base runner, can make that big turn. A little bit of a bobble. The ball's over the cutoff man's head. He can go to second. Easy read. And Rodriguez walks, and Buck Showalter, he has seen enough from Hunter Harvey. And he quickly jumped out of the dugout, pointed to the bullpen. So Harvey all over the place, and he's going to leave with just retiring one. He walked two. Gave up 3 hits, so we have a break in the action. Harvey chewing on his jersey right now as he walks off, and slow walk. Not have helped his cause. Performance today. We'll be back. You're listening to Twins Baseball. A new pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles, right-hander Jason Garcia. And Garcia, with his warm-up pitches, he has thrown 3 to the backstop. And no chance for any of the catcher to even come near any of these. So the guy in the on-deck circle might be a little uncomfortable getting in that batter's box. But Garcia will come on. Harvey pitching. Just retired one batter. And batting for Carlos Quentin will be Mitch Garver. Garver's first at bat. Garver this spring, 5 at bats. I'm sorry, he's been in 5 ball games, 5 at bats. Looking for his first hit. Twins have played at 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Started with a leadoff walk. Byron Buxton, base hit by Polanco, base hit by Vargas. Vargas, a line drive high off the wall in right field, only got a single out of it. And then Benson on a check swing comebacker to the pitcher. He was retired. Beresford had a base hit. So here's Garver to bat. Lays that bat flat on his shoulder and delivers strike on the outside corner. Righty Garcia delivers. There's a good fastball taken on the inside corner. Mitch Garver, 9th round draft pick in 2013. Born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, still stays there. Still is his home. In the hole here, no balls and 2 strikes. And a pitch skied down the left field line. Wind pushing that, and that ball is going to just land foul. Boy, the outfielders gave up on that ball just a little bit as he crossed the line. And that's Lee, supposed to be their everyday guy. Now, Buck can't be happy with the performance here or the energy level and the execution. Baltimore here today. Been charged with 1 error, but that led to some big runs. Buck with his coaching staff. 3rd-year pitching coach Dave Wallace. Still ahead 0-2. First and second. And this one's popped up out in front of home plate. Third baseman coming in, calling for it. And he's going to two-hand it and put that one away. So Garver pops up, second out. Iker Meneses will bat. Scott Kubal, one of the coaches there. Enar Diaz, longtime Angel. Bobby Dickerson, one of the coaches. Wayne Kirby, love to see him out on the field. John Russell, former Twin coach. Bench coach for Buck Showalter, entering his 7th year with Baltimore. 3-time manager of the year. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a ground ball, and that's going to be snagged by the shortstop, and he's not going to have a play. Beresford's going to score all the way from second base. Nice play by the shortstop, but the throw to the second baseman way off the mark. Well, the Twins are going to bat around. He's going to get a base hit, RBI. Centennial will bat. Four runs in. And a strike called on the way. Centennial's had some at-bats. Had some hits, too. He's 5 for 9 as he steps in the plate. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. Sweeney is out of the dugout for the Twins. And a long inning for Baltimore in the field. Twins sent 8 men to the plate in the second inning. They batted 7 in the first. And a little flare down the left field line. If that's fair, it's trouble. It's going to land fair. 1 in. And he's going to be held up at third base. It'll be an opposite field double. Centennial continues his swing a hot bat.
Centennial, a guy that was in the Brewers organization last year, Colorado Springs AAA, but he could find himself at AAA to begin the season with Carlos Paulino and perhaps John Hicks among the catchers here in camp.
Well, they like his catching ability. He's a guy that folds up real good behind the plate. There's Ryan Sweeney, guy we've been talking about. This would be his role coming off the bench. Provide a little bit of power from the left side. Takes it down and in, ball 1. Sweeney is 6 for 18. Couple of doubles, 1 RBI. Seems to always give you that professional at bat. Up and away, ball 2. And again, Dave Wallace, pitching coach, and there goes the time clock. They've incorporated this year that once the pitching coach steps out past the white lines, that clock starts. They have 30 seconds out on the mound. Not the catchers or the home plate umpire is supposed to start his walk out there at about 10 seconds. Wallace is going to jog off. That's one thing you're going to see now. You're going to have to see these pitching coaches jog out there because they got to hurry up. Some of these guys, not a very good jog. If Sweeney gets something to hit here. Already scored 5 in the bottom of the 6th. And up and away, 3 balls and no strikes.
Should help just kind of not completely eliminate, but speed up, the stalling tactic that you see oftentimes with managers and pitching coaches
while they're waiting for their bullpen
relievers to get into the ball game.
Well, that's going to be part of it. There's a strike on a 3-0 pitch. But I think you can still see the good managers. They'll kind of give a little signal, first baseman, third baseman. Go in there and talk to my pitcher for me. 3-1 on the way, and it's outside. He walked him to load him up. Billy Smith was in here earlier, and I thought he was talking about when this game was 6-3 after 2 innings. Billy Smith was commenting about these are the games that usually have about 2 or 3 during spring training where it's a blowout one way or the other. A lot of offense, pitching is poor, and kind of a combination of that for Baltimore. Polanco gets his second at bat this inning. Bases loaded. 2 down for Polanco. Good hitter. Got the plate below.
Orioles have a right-hander loosening, Oliver Drake.
Garcia, the righty, sets and delivers. Popped up right side, first baseman out, second baseman shading his eyes, stumbles and finally makes the play. Twins will pick up 5 runs. And after 6 innings, new score, it is the Minnesota Twins 12 and the Baltimore Orioles 4 on your home for Twins baseball. Hey, Twins baseball is brought to you by the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel. Find your island, find warm white sand beaches, and find the moments that always end too soon but become memories forever. Just visit FortMyersSanibel.com, and also Twins Flex Plan. Going to give you the flexibility to choose your games and your number of seats. Choose in advance, even on the day of the ball game. So don't plan, Flex Plan. Go to twinsbaseball.com/flex. Call them at 833-TWINS to learn more. 12-4 Minnesota, top of the 7th. Here's Corey.
Hi, Danny. Thank you. New pitcher for the Twins, right-hander Jake Reed. He blows a fastball by the swinging bat of Xavier Avery. Twins lead by 8 here in the 7th inning. Jake Reed is the 5th pitcher used by the Twins today. And the 0-1 is grounded near first. This is going to be bobbled and bobbled again by Vargas. He recovers, takes it to the bag unassisted. And quickly out number one. A guy that played alongside Jake Reed at Double-A last year joins us live from the Twins dugout. We say good afternoon to Byron Buxton. Thanks for joining us, pal.
Thank you.
Always good to visit with you. A good day on base a couple of times. You scored twice. And we saw you run quite well. And speaking of your speed, you answered a question a couple days back during a fan Q&A about your fastest time that you think you've gone right-handed batter's box to the bag at first. What was that time?
A 3.9.
It was a pitch for a strike, so a 3.9 you think is your fastest. So I did not hear you correctly. I thought you told me 3.7, but 3.9 is still very, very good.
It's pretty good. I can improve a little bit.
See? 3.7. You can get there. And the 0-1 is a breaking pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I asked Joe Mauer this question. We'll ask you. How different is camp for you now? Just getting around and just knowing what your routine has to be today compared to, say, last year, even the year prior?
Just us getting that close to the postseason last year. I think we still got a lot of hunger in us to get back up there and see what happens. So we're just going out here and playing the game hard every day and not taking anything for granted.
Alfredo Marte is the batter. 2 balls and a strike. Bases empty, 1 out in the 7th. Jake Reed trying to make an impression here at camp. The right-hander deals, and the pitch is swung on, bang foul off the screen, 2-2.
Byron, what do you think you'll take the most from learning from Torrey Hunter, not only last year, but also a little bit of time that he was here? What's going to stay with you think, for the rest of your career?
Just the fact that he just told me not to take this game for granted. Come out here every day and play hard and try to get better. And that's what I do. I try to come out here and do my drills hard. I do my routine as good as I can. And whatever happens, happens. Once the game started, just all seemed to sink in place a little bit, and just trying to get better and better at the plate and also in the field.
Slider, and Marte is gone. Good pitch from Reed, so he strikes out 2 down. Here is Henry Urrutia. You could probably offer a great update as to how Miguel Sano has looked in right field. What have you seen from him?
He's been great. He's determined to get that position, and he's going out there every day, every morning, and working hard, and that's really all you can ask for. He really want to see if he can be the best out there, and I know he will. His athleticism is out the roof, and he just go out there and play it hard every day.
Jake Reed misses up and away to Urrutia.
You ever look over there and say, boy, if I ever ran into that guy, I don't think I would stand a chance?
Plenty of times, especially balls hitting the gap towards that way. I make sure I'm extra loud just so he can hear me.
Are you more comfortable with kind of positioning the outfielders, the off guys, when you're out there?
I am. Everybody is in sync out there. We know our jobs, and we just try to get out there. We try not to let any fly balls drop that we can get to, and just help out our pitchers.
Count is 2-1 on Henry Urrutia, visiting with Byron Buxton, who was on base twice today. Double, a walk, scored twice. Here comes Reed, and the 2-1, a swing and a foul. You played with Reed, didn't you, last year at Chattanooga?
I did.
What do you think of Jake?
He's great. Sinker baller, nice slider, and he got a changeup, and he's not the over-the-top type of pitcher. He's a little sidearm, so it's a little bit harder to pick up. And, last year he was amazing. Came in situations that was tough, and he got us out of jam, and we had some good wins with that.
It's got to be neat for you as Urrutia sends one foul. The minor league guys you have played with and won with, and now you're with these same guys. Yes, you have some big league time, but some of your teammates in the minor leagues are here in camp with you. How neat is that for all of you guys to be on the big league side here? The 2-2, a slicing pop-up into left and shallow and playable for Rodriguez. And he'll grab it cap high. And with that, the inning is over. Buck, can you stick around for one more half inning?
Yeah, I can.
All right, Byron will come back and join us when we come back. Time to stretch in Fort Myers. Twins lead 12-4, and you're home for Twins baseball. Bottom half of the seventh, Kenny Vargas leads off. Twins lead 12-4. TC Bear on top of the Twins dugout with the squirt gun, and fans are enjoying that today. 82 degrees at game time. Still joined by Byron Buxton. Here in the home seventh, and the 1-0 to Big Kenny is pitched down low 2-0. I want to go back to that question, though, before the break about your teammates now, and you guys have won together in the minor leagues. How neat is that to be now on the big league side with those same teammates?
Incredible. I mean, we all came up together and won some championships together, so just them being here makes it that much more comfortable to come out here and be ourselves and just relax and have fun.
It's not even close. Gets by the catcher. It's Pena, so 3-0. Still Jason Garcia pitching. Works from the windup. And Kenny takes ball 4 high, so a 4-pitch walk, and Garcia's woes continue. As Vargas is on for the second time after ripping an RBI single off the right field fence back in the 6th inning. He walks to begin the 7th. Twins lead 12-4, and that'll bring up Joe Benson. Joe bounced out in the 6th inning, his only at bat today. Wrap things up here with Byron Buxton. As the Twins lead by 8, and the pitch nearly hit Benson's elbow as that one spins him away. And that is ball 1. Center field has not been promised to you. Have you used that as motivation that this is something you still have to earn?
Most definitely. I don't expect nothing to be given to me, so I come out here every day and I just try to do more than what I'm capable of doing. I try to go out there and put in a lot of hard work, and me and Butch go out there in the morning and work on footwork and things like that. So, I mean, I put in all the work I can to come out here and win this job.
Ball and no strikes on Benson. Beresford on deck. And now Garcia from the stretch. Not even close, up and away, ball 2. Danny and I were tossing this around earlier today. Your name is always attached to the word prospect. Do you want to shed that word? Do you want to be Byron Buxton? Forget the prospect. That's all good and well. The magazines, all the publications. But you want to just be Byron Buxton, the big league player at this point, right?
Most definitely. I'm just a person. Love to play the game and got a lot of passion for it. Just come out here and respect the game, and the game will respect me. So I just want to be one of the guys that come up here and help us win more games to get into the postseason.
3-0. Garcia yet to throw a strike this half inning. Benson batting. And here it comes. That's not close either. And he's thrown 8 pitches and walked 2. And Baltimore has a right-hander up, and Buck is going to make a pitching change. So Buck Showalter out. We say thank you to the Twins Buck, Byron Buxton. Thanks for the time, man.
Thank you.
Byron Buxton joining us live. Had a good day today on base a couple of times, a double, a walk, and scored twice as well. Garcia is done. Orioles make a pitching change. Looks like Oliver Drake coming in. Twins lead by 8. Still batting in the 7th on your home for Twins baseball. Today's 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine. From aspiring youth athletes to the pros, Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine is changing your game. Call right now and make your appointment at Mayo Clinic Square in Minneapolis. Still many enjoying the sunshine and the boardwalks, berms out in left field and down the right field line, but also the shaded areas. Also a popular spot right now. Has been blowing out from the get-go. Twins lead 12-4. Pitching change for the Orioles. Right-hander Oliver Drake, 29 years old. He's the new pitcher for the O's. Drake last year, 13 games with the Orioles. ERA 2.87. Struck out 17, walked 9. in just shy of 16 innings. Garcia leaving here in the 7th after walking 2, did not throw a single strike. So it's Vargas at second, Benson at first, and James Beresford. RBI single scored a run back in that productive 5-run 6th. He will bat in the 7th. Now Beresford at third base since coming into the game for Trevor Plouffe, and Beresford's going to bounce around a little bit this season. Plays second, short, and third. He's been blocked by a pretty good one the Twins have at second base and Brian Dozier in recent seasons. Beresford re-upping as a minor leaguer with the Twins once again as he takes a pitch for a strike from Drake. Went off speed, 0-1. Australian-born James Beresford. That's left-handed. Has had success going the opposite way with his base hits. Not a big power guy. As he lines 1-2 left field, and sure enough, that'll drop for a base hit. Vargas chugging around third, and Vargas will score standing. So Beresford on cue does go the opposite way, knocks in his second run today. Down to second, Benson, 13-4 Twins here in the 7th.
He's a fun kid to watch play because he's really not that big flashy guy. Just puts the ball in play. He's got that nice little opposite field swing.
Visiting with Brad Stile, the Twins director of minor league operations early on in camp. When Beresford's name came up, Danny, and it was the word smart that came out of Brad's mouth about the way he plays. A smart base runner, a smart all-around player. And we've seen him do that on the base paths. A couple of hits today. He's now at first. Strike called on Reynaldo Rodriguez. 13-4 Twins in the 7th. Rodriguez walked and scored back in the 6th. And now the 0-1 from Drake. Runs inside a sinker. It's 1-1. Rodriguez can play some first base and some left field. Colombian-born Reynaldo Rodriguez. He's going to leave camp shortly. And the 1-1 line to left, but curling foul. Rodriguez is going to join his countrymen, Team Colombia, in the qualifying tournament for next year's World Baseball Classic. The Team Colombia must first advance in the qualifying round, and Rodriguez will join his team, and he will depart camp here in the coming days. He's 29 years old. That's from the right side, Reynaldo Rodriguez. First and second, nobody out. The pitch, check, swing, and he fouled it back. A breaking pitch there from Oliver Drake. The WBC is back next spring. So that will impact spring training camps both here and in Arizona. It will elongate spring training overall as games will continue, but many of the starters from various teams will leave to play for their respective countries. And the 1-2, Rodriguez strikes out. Off-speed pitch. Rodriguez is gone. One out. And Mauer and Perkins, who were members of Team USA in the 2013 WBC.
You know, when that thing first started, everybody was kind of a little, confused as to how it's going to disrupt spring training. And it kind of did, because a lot of players would come back and felt like they didn't get the work they needed and while they were out practicing with their teams and playing. So I think they've cleaned it up a little bit, but now there's a lot of excitement following that.
Driven in the air to center, Mitch Garver batting, and circling in and catching this one is Xavier Avery. Runners hold, 2 down. And it's not just the American players. Eddie Rosario, Jose Barrios, just to come to mind. James Beresford, I think he played on Team Australia.
Yep.
And so it's...
Well, isn't Bert Blyleven the pitching coach for the Dutch team?
Yeah. Xander Bogaerts was on that team. In fact, I believe that a guy like Jonathan Scope could play on the Dutch team, Curaçao. Homeland for Jonathan Scope and his brother, the shortstop, now to the game, Charlin Scope. So 2 outs as Aker Meneses takes high, ball 1. Twins lead by 9, 13-4.
Yeah, I did.
Meneses, an RBI single. in the 6th inning. Juan Santana would bat if this inning would prolong. Benson at second base. Beresford at first. 2 outs. Oliver Drake comes home. The 1-0. Knocked foul off the screen behind the plate. After today, Danny and I will greet you next on Wednesday night. Twins host the Red Sox here. That will be a simulcast. And also a full broadcast. We'll have a full pregame show on the radio, full postgame show. Chris Atterbury will anchor our coverage from our Target Field studios. And the 1-1 is low and inside. That will also get a chance to hear from Paul Molitor, Danny, for the first time. I think it's a good time to do so, too, about roughly halfway through camp and get his take on the team. And we both anticipate some cuts happening before that next broadcast on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll get a better feel for where he's leaning and cut some of these guys down here, and then you're going to see more guys kind of being focused in on for their respective roles on this team, the jobs that are open.
2 balls and 1 strike on Aker Meneses. And the pitch runs inside on Aker, ball 3.
Well, it's been kind of a quiet spring, hasn't it? Really nothing. No big injuries. You talked about Danny Santana with a wrist. He should be back in a couple of days. And everybody seems to be healthy. They're executing well. They're having fun.
And the 3-1 knocked foul down the right side. Meneses at Chattanooga last year played great defense at second, short, and third. Utility player from Venezuela. He'll turn 25 in early July. We'll get some updates on the roster from Paul, that 5th starter. Maybe a bullpen spot or 2, and also maybe dive into the bench a little bit. Maybe it's not as cemented as perhaps we all thought when camp began down here. And the 3-2 line to right, a base hit. Runners were moving on the 3-2 count. Benson racing around third. He will score. The throw to third base, but holding at second base was Beresford. So Aker Meneses goes the opposite way with a run-scoring base hit, his second RBI. And the Twins lead by 10. It's 14-4 in the 7th. Seems more and more like the Twins will leave camp with 12 pitchers and 4 bench spots. That, of course, includes the backup catcher. And that's where guys like Arcia, Santana are in the conversation. Eduardo Nunez, he'll be on the team, but Arcia and Santana out of options. There's Juan Santana, and he stares at a strike call. Santana went the opposite way with an RBI double back in the 6th inning.
Pitching part of it, you got Tonka that's out of options, so see if we can get an insight on. He's pitched fairly well a couple of times.
Twins by 10 in the 7th. Juan Santana. There's a strike called. Change of pace, outer half of the plate from Oliver Drake. Ricky Nolasco today started. Speaking of that number 5 starter, 3 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits. All 3 runs came in the first inning. Struck out 2, walked 2. Ryan Presley, a scoreless inning, did walk 2. Fernando Abad, an inning, gave up a run. And the 0-2 is high on Juan. Pat Dean looks strong. Easy 1, 2, 3, 6. The strikeout, Jake Reed, an impressive 7th a moment ago. Had a good action on his slider, hit 96 with his fastball. Right-hander. Twins have a lefty up and warming the bullpen. Righty against lefty here. The righty Drake, left-handed batting Santana. 2 on and 2 outs. And the 1-2. Check swing tapper past the mound towards short. Scope charging, bobbles. Everybody's safe. That'll be the 3rd error committed by the Orioles today. Baltimore not featuring many of their regular players because the Orioles, when those regulars do play, that's as good of a defense as you'll find in the game. The 77 errors the Orioles committed last year. Gold Glovers all around, but they're not out there right now. So Beresford to 3rd, down to 2nd. Meneses as Santana reaches on the error. They're going to score that a base hit. All right. Here's Ryan Sweeney. No official at bat. First plate appearance, a walk in the 6th. No balls and 1 strike on the veteran Ryan Sweeney. As he looks at a pitch down low, told the story earlier. Sweeney's agent was able to catch up with Terry Ryan leaving the Nashville airport at the end of the winter meetings in December, and that's when the conversation clicked between the Twins and Sweeney. And the 0-1 chased a pitch in the dirt, and the appeal he went. It's a strike. 1-2 on Sweeney. Sweeney has spent the bulk of his career training in Arizona. Was with the Red Sox in 2012, so has a little bit of springtime here in Florida. Former A and Cub, though. Those two teams train in Arizona. And the 1-2, popping fastball up and inside, 2-2. Bases are loaded. Beresford at third, Meneses at second, Centeno at first. Twins lead by 10. And Drake's 2-2. Sweeney bangs one on a line, left center. Avery adjusting and catching. About shoulder high, slice back to him. And with that, the inning is over. Twins again a productive inning. They bat 8 and add 2 more runs. 8th inning coming up. So are the O's. It now reads Twins 14, Baltimore 4 on your home for Twins baseball. All Twins today from the CenturyLink Sports Complex. 14-4 as Baltimore will bat in the 8th inning. And before the O's do bat in this 8th inning, Twins make a pitching change, and we'll get to all that. But first, let's step out 10 seconds per station. Identification from Fort Myers. This is Twins Baseball. With Dan Glad and Corey Probus from Fort Myers. Twins lead by 10. New pitcher, left-hander Mason Melotakis, was added to the Twins 40-man roster in November. Melotakis did not pitch at all last year, coming back from Tommy John. Still can really pump in that fastball. Hard-throwing lefty, and he deals a strike on Joey Terdoslavich. Terdoslavich bats from the right side. The 0-1 is in the dirt. A ball and a strike. bit more on Melotakis for you. He was reliever in college at Northwestern State from 2010 to 2012. The Twins, though, drafted him to start. Second-round pick in the 2012 amateur draft. Looking from the windup. And the pitch, fastball high. And Melotakis moved to the bullpen in 2013. And the Twins will watch his pitch count. Not sure how often he'll go back-to-back this season. Pitch sent in the air to right. Benson playable. Circles under it and makes a cap-high catch about 10 feet shy of the track. And Ternastovich is out number 1. Just a name to kind of remember. Melotakis back from Tommy John here in camp. A left-handed power arm. And he is somebody that began in the minor leagues, but if he gets off to a strong start, he stays healthy, that's the name to keep tabs on. A left-handed power arm in the Twins minor league system. L.J. Hose steps in as Melotakis misses low ball 1. First at bat for Hose. Now in left field for Hyun-Soo Kim. Fastball low and inside for Melotakis. 2 balls and no strikes. Mason is 6'3", 220. His velocity really picked up at the instructional league. And the 2-0 is chopped to third. Beresford gloves it about knee high, and he makes the play across for out number 2. And Danny, it's interesting when the organization is forced to make those decisions about guys who have to be added to the 40-man or subject to the Rule 5 draft. And as we've discussed, the Twins added 7, which is a pretty high number. 6 of the 7 are pitchers. And what kind of falls into play as the decision to add those guys, and how Melotakis threw in the instructs, the velocity coming back from Tommy John, that all, I'm not saying it was the deciding factor, but certainly a part of it.
First of all, Corey, I think that they like his body style. They like his mechanics. They like his mound presence. And like you said, they drafted him to kind of put him into a starting role. And now I don't think that they're going to just kind of throw out that he's not going to be a starter anymore. This guy's still, in my opinion, still very young for a left-handed power pitcher.
Strike on Tollison and the 0-1. Fastball pumped in for a strike. And it's 0-2.
Well, that's key right there. Not afraid to pitch inside to some of the right-handed hitters.
So 0-2 on Tollison. He's got some big league time. Good matchup here for Melotakis. Here's the ball over his cap from the windup. The 0-2 got him swinging as he spiked a slider. So Mason Melotakis, impressive. 8th inning, another young arm the Twins have in the organization, although Melotakis power from the left side. Strikes out 1, a scoreless 8th. Twins will bat through 7.5, leading by 10, 14-4 on your home for Twins baseball. 14-4. Minnesota Twins out in front of the Orioles. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Jorge Polanco, followed by Kenny Vargas, and then Joe Benson here in the 8th. New pitcher for the O's is Parker Bridwell as Polanco bangs one towards the right field corner, but getting back on it is Urrutia. And he makes the running catch. And that is out number 1. Live Twins baseball is back in 2016 with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected with the Twins all season wherever you are with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Kenny Vargas has had a good day since coming in as he takes the pitch down low for ball 1. Kenny's been on base twice, a single, a walk. He scored twice, knocked in a run. Parker Bridwell from the windup. And the pitch runs outside. Bridwell, for the most part last year, Double-A Bowie. 18 games, ERA 3.99. Struck out 93 men in 97 innings. And the 2-0 is high ball 3. Orioles have issued a ton of walks in this game. And the 3-0, Vargas taking all the way, and there's a strike. The scorebook is not all that clean, but I have 9 walks. Maybe the Twins have drawn, give or take 5. There's another walk down at inside ball 4, and Vargas is out for the 3rd time. His second walk. Is that number 10?
I spilled water on my card, so I don't.
That never happens, Danny. That never happens.
Well, the Twins with 10 walks like that, combination of bad pitching by Baltimore, but also some patient at-bats. We saw a lot of good quality at-bats early in the ballgame. You know, once they fell behind 3-0, they kind of hung in there, put some good at-bats together. And kind of a laugher.
Benson bounces foul, skipping over the Twins dugout.
You don't really want me to count the walks, do you?
No.
King of Laughers just walked in the booth.
No balls and a strike on Joe Benson. James Beresford on deck. There's a strike, 89, a fastball from Bridwell. 0-2 on Joe.
Important at bats here for Vargas, but also Benson. You know, late in the ball game like that, it's been a long afternoon. It was hot. Get stiff on that bench in there, and then have to come in and play. You still want to put some quality at bats together.
Sinkers down and inside, ball 1. Benson was with the Braves in camp last year, had a very good camp. He was the last cut. The last cut the Braves made in spring training 2015. And the 1-2 breaking pitch, and Benson late on that curveball. Strikes out swinging, 2 down. So it's up to Beresford. He has played well. He's coming in a run for Trevor Plouffe. Beresford has scored a couple of times. He's been on base twice himself with the 2 hits. He's knocked in 2 runs. JT Chagua will have the 9th inning for the Twins. 14-4 in the 8th. 2 outs. Beresford floats one to left. Slicing foul. LJ Hose in left. No play. Tell you, a popular spot for fans today. We didn't get the official attendance, but had to be near a sellout. Over 8,000 today, but if you're watching on Fox Sports North, you can see the area. It's the shaded canopy now in left field. That's a new addition. Not the boardwalk or the concourse, but putting a cover on it, providing some more shade for fans here in Fort Myers. Strike 2 called on Beresford. In the 8th, 2 outs. 0-2 on Beresford. Bridwell from the belt, and the pitch. Bouncing ball wide of first. Gloved by the first baseman. He'll feed Bridwell. And the play goes 3-1, and the inning is over. 9th inning coming up. JT Chagua coming in. It's a 10-run Twins lead, 14-4 on your home for Twins baseball. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. Ninth inning. Twins lead by 10, 14-4. A couple of changes. Carlos Paulino is the new catcher and the new pitcher, JT Chagua. As Francisco Pena, the catcher for the O's, bats and taps one foul, 0-1. Chagua on for the fourth time here in the Grapefruit League. He has been flawless. 3 innings, scoreless, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Upper 90s and then some for Chagua. And the 0-1 is inside. A ball and a strike, 96. That running fastball down and inside. Twins are hoping that his changeup comes back a bit more this year than it did a year ago. And the 1-1 is cute foul back behind the plate. Tommy John surgery back in 2013. And then the Instructs 2014. Another guy that opened some eyes with his velocity post Tommy John. Threw hard before the surgery, but after the injury at the Instructs, he was throwing 101, 102. And the 1-2 is off speed, cued to third. Bears for a clean pick, a step, and a throw on target, 1 out.
Corey, they like his stuff. He's got a good frame, and good leg kick. He hides that ball well, and he's got good movement. You talk about high velocity on the guy. But when he pitches inside with some sink on it, that's nasty. And then he's got that breaking ball with it. And like you said, like a lot of Twins, young Twins pitchers, working with Neil Allen on that changeup.
He was a teammate in college with Tyler Duffy. As the batter takes high, ball 1. This is Jomar Reyes, the third baseman. 14-4 Twins. Fastball clocked at 97. Both Chagua and Duffy at Rice were closers, although Chagua did play some first base. And the 1-0 is up and inside at 96. 2 balls and no strikes. Twins drafted Duffy, though, to be a starter. Chagua, though, was drafted to be a reliever. They felt he's a max effort guy, and they want to maximize that, limiting his innings and utilizing that power in really a 1-inning stint, if you will. Behind Reyes, 2 balls and no strikes. Twins lead 14-4 in the 9th. And the 2-0 took something off, and he missed inside, ball 3.
Well, they got it right with Chagua. He's well liked with his teammates in that clubhouse, and he's a guy I think could be in the big leagues rather quickly.
And the 3-0, there's a letter high strike. Chagua, born in Louisiana, makes his home now in League City, Texas. Last name is spelled Chargois, pronounced Chagua. Behind Reyes, 3-1. Swing and a miss by him at 96. It's not just a flat fastball either, Danny. It's 96, 97, and it'll run.
It almost looks like he's going to come over right over the top, and then he kind of drops down, and that allows some good movement.
3-2 the count on Jomar Reyes, and the payoff is low, ball 4. Fastball at 97. The second walk issued by Chagua this spring. We've seen Chagua, Birdie, Reed, Melitakis today. Do you agree, though, it's not really a question that one, if not more, but we'll see at least a few of these arms at some point this summer?
No question about it. They're going to, though, don't forget, Corey, they got to go down and they got to perform and execute down there at the levels that they're going to be at.
Broken back ground ball wide of third. Beresford will play to first. And that fastball at 96 broke up the bat. Big time of Charlon Scope, the younger brother of Jonathan Scope. So he grounds out 2 down to second goes Alvarez.
With that being said, it doesn't mean just because he's got a good live fastball and he's got a good frame and comes out of his hand real quick. He's still going to have to go down there and execute. And then also, what would his role be when he does come up? The Twins are looking for somebody out of the bullpen, and he's the guy that fits that. To me, what I like is it seems like they have more options now to go down in the minor leagues to get some power arms.
Fastball at 97 runs outside to Xavier Avery. Baltimore down to its last out. 14 runs on 15 hits for the Twins. Leading by 10 here in the 9th inning. And the 1-0 inside. That one pops free of the catcher and down to third base, and reaching safely, no throw, is Jomar Reyes. Offensively, the Twins today with a 4-run second, a 5-run sixth. Trevor Plouffe, homer, knocked in 4 runs in the ball game. And the 2-0, ball 3 outside. Byron Buxton on base twice, officially 1 for 2. A walk, a double, a strikeout, did score 2 runs. Eddie Rosario had a triple, a single, an RBI. Miguel Sano, a double. Joe Mauer, a walk, a run scored, and a sac fly RBI. And the 3-0 taken for a strike. Three balls and 1 strike on Xavier Avery. And there's ball 4. Second walk this inning from Shagwa. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. And this 9th inning continues. And the batter is number 80, Alfredo Marte. Or Angel. That's a fastball thigh high, 97, taken for a strike. And a full broadcast coming up on Wednesday night, pregame, postgame. We'll join you at 5:30 on the radio. And the 0-1 is outside. 5:30 Central Time for our pregame lineup card. Chris will have that. One ball, 1 strike on Marte. Twins and the Red Sox. Kyle Gibson will start that game. And the 1-1 bounce to short. This should do it, and it's bobbled. Spoke too quickly, and the Twins try to recover, get the force at second. They can't. And Meneses can't field that ground ball, and with that, Reyes scores to second base. Avery, E6, 14-5 Twins here in the ninth. And sharply, and Meneses with the error. And now Urrutia. Avery at second, Marte at first. Urrutia fly to left his first time. Always good to see the fashionable Dustin Morse stop by, the Twins director of communications.
Always dapper.
Always dapper.
He matches so good.
You know what his secret is, too, with his hair?
He goes to the malls down there.
Yeah, the Miramar outlets. That's right. He you know, when he showers, he told me this last year, he uses shampoo like once a week. He thinks the grease builds up the coif, and that helps with the style that he portrays day in, day out.
I bet he's on about the 4-day right now. He's due.
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Is your mom listening today? Watching today? Hi, Deb. Shagwa, 1 strike away. 1-2 on Urrutia. And the pitch, bounce foul. I thank Dustin, though, for working hard today. Enjoyed visiting with Joe Mauer and Byron Buxton.
He's in charge of all that,
yeah.
That behind-the-scenes stuff where he lines everything up for us. He was busy today. A lot of the fans come down Minnesota today. They kind of ask to get a player here and there, and Dustin does the best he can.
1-2.
Well rewarded.
Got him swinging. Fastball by mid-97, and this one is over. Red Sox, I should say the Orioles score an unearned run in the 9th inning. Twins win big, 14-5. Back with more next on your home for Twins baseball.
I really need these tires today.